Yeah, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast live. Yes. So, as you guys know, we normally go live on Sunday mornings and Wednesday evenings, but we're going live tonight because obviously tomorrow is Mother's Day, and we want an opportunity to give everybody the chance and the time to spend with that important woman in their lives, whether it's your mother, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever is that important woman in your life that encompasses that Mother's Day role for you. We wanted to give you guys the opportunity to do that. So we're going to go live tonight, and as you can see, we got a pretty good show lined up for you. Again, NBA heavy, because obviously we are at a peak point when it comes to the NBA in terms of obviously right in the middle of the second round. Got some amazing series going and some incredible games as we've seen. So we are going to talk a lot of NBA this evening, and that's what we're going to do. So let's get right to it. But before we get started, you know what time it is.
If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept up to date whenever we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio-only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast. We should come right up. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you give us a like, leave us a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. Make sure you write it down, put it in your phone, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the content we're delivering you, make sure you hit that join button. There's going to be exclusive content here just for you.
All right. Before we get started, got to give a shout out to the channel members, of course. So, first and foremost, Laker Nation, #1 channel member. I believe he's wrapping up his show over on his channel, Be Ready Sports. After you guys get done here, make sure you go check that out, man. He's had some really good guests on. I love what he's doing over there. He's utilizing his platform to give an opportunity to celebrate and shine a light on a lot of the young, talented athletes on the come up, which I think is super cool, right? We spend so much time looking at the collegiate and the professional level guys, and he's giving an opportunity to shine light on these young fellas before they even get there. So want to show love to that. Make sure you go ahead, hit that like and subscribe on Be Ready Sports. Check that out after this. But yeah, shout out Laker Nation, first member of the channel. Shout out Chief Sid Bubba. Shout out the boys from Annapolis. Anchors away, Chief. How you doing, brother? Shout out It's Not That Serious. And of course, shout out Bruce from Baltimore. What's up? Wasn't even planning on going live today at all. But Bruce has a way of harassing me a little bit about giving the people what they want. So here I am giving the people what they want, right? So yeah, let's get it, man. Let's get it. So appreciate all the channel members. Thank you so much for showing me the love that y'all do. Thank you for being here whenever we do a show. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. So yeah, a whole bunch of great topics in the NBA. So don't really have a lot of quick hits going on, but there was one that I wanted to make sure I discussed, right? So if you're not new to the channel, you know one of the things I hate most about the modern NBA and the modern NBA media is how they have this way, unlike any other sport, to prop up the current athletes of this generation. They have to either flat out lie or be very disingenuous when it comes to the players that came before. What am I referring to in this case? I believe it was game 2. Nikola Jokic, the star player, probably going to be the runner-up for MVP this season in the NBA. 3-time MVP as it is, and 1-time champion. He had a game, I think he had like 43 points and like 23 rebounds, right? And so what they were doing, they being the mainstream sports media, because they love to talk about Jokic and put Jokic in places where he should not be in terms of the all-time great center list. But I digress. So what they said was, based on his numbers, he was doing something that only he, Shaq, and Wilt had ever done. I think that's what was said, right? Basically making the point or trying to say that Jokic was in such rare company, this puts him just among the elite of the elite in terms of that playoff game that he had in game 2, right? So I'm like, cool, but that doesn't sound right to me, right? Again, y'all know what's going on, Mark with glasses. How you doing, brother? Y'all know that I love big man basketball. I love the 90s, I love the 80s, but I came up in the era where the big man was pretty much dominant outside of Michael Jordan and Magic and Bird, of course. But anyway, I came up in that era, right? And so I think I know a little something when it comes to big man basketball. And when they started talking about, well, Jokic had done some only he, Shaq, and Wilt, and I'm like, I said, now let's dig a little deeper. Was that game really that great? So let's take a look. I'm gonna pull up Jokic's stat line from that game the other night. Let's see, what was that? Was that Wednesday night? Game 2, Nuggets Thunder. Yeah, I believe so. No, maybe it was game 1. Apologies. Game 2 was when the Thunder blew them out by some record margin. Okay, so let's look here. Jokic had in game 1. Nikola Jokic had a game, 42 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists. And what do we have here? He actually got 2 blocks. How impressive. 7 turnovers. So we'll just ignore the 7 turnovers, but that's fine, right? What's going on, Steve? King of the chat. Good to see you, my man. But yes, so Jokic, incredible game. Probably historically great. 42 points, 22 rebounds, right? 17 of those were defensive rebounds, only 5 offensive. But okay, cool. So they're saying, well, he's doing things that only Kareem, not Kareem, not even Kareem, they didn't mention Kareem, only himself, Shaq, and Wilt have done. So I said, nah, I got to do some research on that. And so you guys know that I always say that I don't believe Jokic would stand up and be anywhere near the player that he is in the past era, most specifically the early to mid 90s, right? Cool. So I looked it up, and one of the things that I've said that has gotten me tons of pushback is that I believe Patrick Ewing was better than Jokic, and I will go to my grave saying I'll take Patrick Ewing over Jokic. Yes, Patrick Ewing never won a championship. Yes, Patrick Ewing never won an MVP. A big part of that is who the elite best of the best guys were when Patrick Ewing was playing, but that's a whole different argument. So the reason I bring up Patrick Ewing on this, because I looked it up and I said, what is Patrick Ewing's arguably single best playoff performance, right? And that's Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers in 1994, which sealed the win for the Knicks and sent them to the championship, where they would lose in 7 against Olajuwon and the Houston Rockets. So Patrick Ewing had 24 points, and I know you're saying 24 points. That's pedestrian. Okay, cool. He also had 22 rebounds, which Jokic had, but here's the difference. 11 of those were offensive rebounds, right? So he's in there banging and battling where they counted most, getting new possessions, right? 11 offensive rebounds, 11 defensive rebounds. He also had 7 assists. We know that assists are, the thing that supposedly sets Jokic apart from everyone else. And I'm fully admitting that Jokic is a better passer than Ewing. So I'm not saying that, Ewing is as good a passer as Jokic, but he had 7 assists that night. But now here's where it comes in. Patrick Ewing, formerly the Hoya Destroyer and one of the best defensive bigs of all time, 5 blocks that night, right? 43 minutes played, 24 points, 22 rebounds, including 11 of them offensive, 7 assists, 5 blocks, and a steal. I'll take that game over Jokic's 42 and 22 game. Why? Because of the defense. I'll take that. But if you say, Bruce, you're crazy, Patrick Ewing, get out of here. Okay, fine. So then I say to myself, a lot of people think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest big man who ever played. I don't. I believe it's Olajuwon. Okay, but I said, now let me find what's arguably regarded as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's greatest playoff game of all time, his single best playoff stat line. Okay, so to find that, we have to go back to May 4th, 1997, Game 7 of the Western Conference semifinals against the eventual champion Golden State Warriors. Okay, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in that game had 36 points, 25 rebounds, 5 steals, 4 assists, 3 blocks. Are we starting to see a bit of a theme here? Not only are these guys dominating the glass, these guys I'm bringing up, not only are these guys scoring the rock, these guys are also dominating on the defensive end, okay? All right, cool. So now we found 2 examples where the mainstream media lied to us, telling us that Jokic is doing things that have never been done before and that this makes him far superior to all the other big men. But let's go on. If you say, Bruce, you're crazy. That 42 and 22 that Jokic had was better than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's best playoff stat line. Then I say, okay, maybe you got me. Then I said to myself, another guy who I believe is better than Jokic, let me look up David Robinson's best single game playoff stat line. Okay. Now here's his arguably best playoff game. 40 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 5 blocks, 15 of 25 from the field, 10 of 14 from the free throw line. Okay, so he definitely comes up short. Jokic clears him by a lot in the rebounding, 22 to 15. But again, here's D-Rob with the 4 assists, the 2 steals, and the 5 blocks. Defense, defense, defense. It keeps coming up. When you only play one side of the ball, a la Jokic, I can't put you in that category. But if you say, Bruce, Jokic still cleared David Robinson on these numbers, man. Why are you hating on Jokic so much? Because I know that's a lot of what I'm going to get here, right? Okay, cool. Now, real quick, let's keep in mind, Jokic doesn't have to play against anybody the likes of these guys I just mentioned. So, Jokic had that gigantic monster game against the Nuggets. Who'd he do that against? Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. No disrespect to either one of those guys, but those guys can't shine the shoes of any of these cats I'm mentioning. But I'm going to bring up one more guy in case you say, Bruce, Jokic, still that game was better than D-Rob's statistically best playoff stat line, okay? I'm going to give you one more. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, my guy.
Hakeem, your dream.
Hakeem's single best playoff stat line is as followed, right? May 14th, 1987 against the Seattle Supersonics. 49 points, okay? So he clears Jokic in scoring. 25 rebounds, clears Jokic in the rebounding. 6 blocks, easily clears Jokic in the defense. Like, that's not even a discussion. 2 assists, we know he's not, Jokic level of passer. 1 steal. So 49, 25, and 6 blocks. Now, I guess someone is going to tell me that Jokic is better than Olajuwon. Now, whoever says that is on drugs. Whoever says that this Jokic 42 and 22 game was better than Dream's 49, 25, and 6 blocks, again, on drugs. But I say this to say, we got to stop all this business. And it's mainly the NBA that does this, of everything that happened recently is the greatest thing that ever happened, and we've never seen anything like it. And all these guys now are on the level of the all-time greats that happened in the past. We have to stop this. We have to. All right. Chief Sid Bubba says Kareem in 1972 versus Boston Celtics, career high 55 points. Exactly. That's when he was playing with Big O in Milwaukee. So, I mean, this is too easy. Again, much like, Uncommon Sense and Opinion Stated and Man Down Sports and Sports and Fitness Rants and Sports Tea and all these other channels, right? What do all these channels have in common that they like to say? We like to set the truth straight and kill the narratives. And the narrative is that we're seeing Jokic doing things no one has ever done before. Now, granted, a center averaging a triple-double and passing the rock, the way he passes the rock, no doubt. No center has ever done that, but no center has ever been allowed to do it that way. Because I truly believe, remember, David Robinson entered the Naval Academy as a point guard, and he had a crazy growth spurt. That's why you saw him be able to hit the mid-range, deep twos, run the floor, push the rock, all those things, because he had guard skills. But the point is, I say it all to say, we got to stop believing it, and we got to stop allowing the mainstream sports media to either lie or be flat out disingenuous. I know that was long for a quick hit, but I really felt the need to set that straight, because it definitely, as soon as I heard them talking about how Jokic was in the category that we've only seen from Shaq and Wilt, I was like, nah, that can't be right. I know there's a lot of guys who had better playoff outings than him, and they played both sides of the ball. So there you go. That's what I got on that. Yeah. Anybody have any thoughts on that in the chat before I go ahead and get started with the main topics on the show? I would love to hear. You know what? Matter of fact, I know it's just a quick hit, and I don't normally do this, but let's get it, man. Let's get it. I'll take 2 calls on this real quick. 2 calls, 2 3-minute calls. Somebody give me a shout, because I know there's somebody out there who says I'm just hating on Jokic and I'm trapped in the 90s, but I want somebody to call in and give me a legitimate pushback on what I just presented to you guys in terms of the mainstream media lying to us about Jokic being in a class that he doesn't deserve to be in, and leaving out the fact that there's a lot of guys among the big man ranks who have done things that were just as good or superior to Jokic in the playoffs. So I'll wait a quick couple minutes. I'll take a quick couple calls on this. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Chief, good evening. How are you?
Man, I'm excellent. I can't give you any pushback, but I'm going to buffer your points and saying that. Man, Akeem had like quadruple double.
Yeah.
I'm talking like blocks, assists,
Rebounds
double
and
the
steals. Yep.
steals, rebounds, and and then David Robinson.
Yep. He had one also.
Some of Kareem's. Yeah. Yeah. So I can't put him there yet. He don't play defense.
That's the problem to me. Like I
That-
can't.
Yeah.
I know it's probably just the era that I came up in, but I cannot. I just can't push him past guys that play both sides of the ball. I can't, because like I always say, if he was really locking in and playing defense, his offensive numbers wouldn't look the way they do. And that's no disrespect to him. He's awesome. He's just not what they're saying.
But I'm just saying, like some of the games that Akeem had, man. He had like he had one of 4 in NBA history.
Yeah.
So he's the only center.
Nate Thurmond, and is it Alvin Robertson?
So,
I think is the 4th.
Yeah. So and then I like Joker. He's skilled, but
super skilled.
Like you say, you got to do both sides of the ball.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's where I am on that.
I can't even put him above Pat. I'm like you,
right?
I can't put him above Patrick Ewing.
Yeah, exactly.
He wouldn't do. He could. I don't think he'd be scoring on Ewing like that.
I don't think so either.
So if he had to go mano and mono against some of those centers, the way that they move their feet, because a lot of the great centers, like I'd say, like Akeem and Patrick were great soccer players, and they had excellent footwork.
That's right.
So he's skilled, but but
no question.
You also got to think of what today's centers are. They're not really centers,
right?
You're playing against little power forwards.
Yeah. Right.
3 and 4 men. So I can't put Joker up there yet. I know my boy Edward would be mad, but
he'll be all right.
Therefore, that's why he needs to watch history.
Yeah, so, no doubt. Yeah. I actually, it's funny. I sent him this stuff last night, and Edward. But no, and the thing is, I hate the kind of culture that we live in now, because the fact that I'm pointing this stuff out is people going to say, oh, you saying Joker a bum. You saying he can't play. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just pointing out irrefutable truths in terms of where he is in the pantheon. That's all I'm doing. I'm not at all trying to insinuate that the guy can't play or that he's not great. He's a 3-time MVP. Nah. Like, let's be real. Like, that's real. But we got to, not we, but some people got to chill with the hyperbole.
Yeah. He is what I thought he is.
Yeah.
In the famous words of Denny Green.
Right. And I mean, look, remember, I was the guy pushing back saying that he wasn't even the best center in today's game, but I had to back off of that. I mean, he's clearly the best center in today's game.
Yeah.
Now, if Embiid was healthy regularly, maybe we have a different argument, maybe. But that would be his only real competition. So to me, that has to matter, and that's a big part of this thing. But yeah, thanks for the call, Chief. I appreciate you, man.
All right. No problem.
Brother. Hang around.
All
right. Any other calls on this one? Let me Steve says his top 10 centers: Kareem, Bill Russell, the great Mr. Russell, Will Chamberlain, Hakeem, D-Rob, Shaq, Jokic, Moses, Pat Ewing, and Bill Walton. Wow. That's not a bad list, Steve. It's just a shame. I'll tell you. Do we have any idea how great Bill Walton would have been if not for the foot injuries? Like, I think he could have been really, really high on that list, man. No, Steve, I got you. And you're right. Steve says Jokic led his team to a chip. Joel couldn't lead his team with other all-stars. And Steve, you're 100% right. It's just I can't get it out of my mind what happens when they go up against each other and Embiid like kills him. And that's what always leads me to, like, how can I say that somebody else is better? And it could just be a bad matchup thing, but how can I say that somebody else is better when I see them get worked out by the competition? Sneed, salam, my brother. How are you?
Salam, Bruce. What's happening, bro?
Maintaining, man.
Hey, man, it's good to see you live, man. Yeah, got a show for us. We love it, man. Thank you.
No doubt. I appreciate it.
Hey, so the bigs, right? All-time greats?
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we doing When we talk about the greatness, right? It's the greatness of the career.
No,
right?
no. So what happened actually? You came in a little late. This was supposed to be a quick hit. I guess it turned into a mini topic. What happened was after Jokic in Game 1 of the Thunder series in these semifinals, he had 43 and 22, and they were saying, well, he's so great. He's in territory with only Wilt and Shaq in terms of playoff performance, and I'm like, yeah, that can't be right, right? So I went and looked this stuff up to see, who of the guys that I grew up watching who had some of the best playoff performances as a center. And I'll run them down for you real quick. Pat Ewing had 24 points, 22 rebounds, 11 of those offensive, 7 assists, and 5 blocks, right? I put that game above Jokic because, 11 offensive rebounds and the 5 blocks.
Yeah,
the
that's incredible.
Right. Kareem
Who was the opponent, by the way?
The Indiana Pacers, Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in '94.
So that's a huge game. And then they went to the finals because of that game, right?
That's right.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go on.
Right. And so the next one I had was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's arguably best single game playoff stat line. This is Game 7 of the Western Conference semis against the future champion Golden State Warriors. 36 points, 26 rebounds, 5 steals, 4 assists, 3 blocks, right? So again, we're seeing.
Is that a game against Wilt?
No, that was Wilt was retired by then. So that would have been that was Rick Barry's Golden State Warriors. I don't know who the center was.
Okay, so that was like later in the 70s then. Okay.
Yeah, 77.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So then the next one, David Robinson. This is April 30th, 1996. First round against the Phoenix Suns. David Robinson has 40 points, 15 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 5 blocks. So again, you get the points, you get the rebounds, you get the defense with the steals and the blocks. And then my guy, our guy, Hakeem Olajuwon, right? 49 points, 25 rebounds, 6 blocks, 2 assists, and a steal. Like, I don't know how we can, yes, Jokic is great in his era. Yes, he is. I just don't know how we can go on ignoring all these other guys. This is why I get frustrated with the mainstream sports media. They're so disingenuous. It's very frustrating to me.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. The recency bias is what's happening, right?
Yeah.
So this may be a thing, bro. You're talking to people who had just started watching basketball in the last 10 or 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't see Hakeem's games.
Right.
And they're not going to go back and watch the games.
Well,
and they're not going to go back and watch and witness what they did to try to stop him, and they couldn't.
Right.
And they're going to, and they won't even bother looking at anything before 2000, let alone before 1980. Oh,
so Sneed,
plumbers and fire.
I got you on that if you're just talking fans, Sneed, but we're talking about the mainstream sports media who are all guys older than us, so they know better than what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's denial, bro. That's just straight up denial. So Joker's. He's the best player a lot of people have seen in the last 20 years, but he's not the best player that any objective person has seen in the last 50 years.
Right.
So yeah, does he belong in a top 10 list of centers? Yeah, he's in there because he does incredible things. Fine.
Yes.
We can put him in those conversations.
That's right.
I need to see a complete body of work. Like, he's winning MVPs, bro, because he is the best of his era, right?
Yeah. Yes, he is.
But I still have a problem with Steve Nash winning 2 from Shaq.
Agreed.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And I still have a problem when guys are winning MVPs over Kobe.
Yes.
And like, that shit was a thing, bro. That stuff was happening back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Weird things were happening under David Stern, bro. And honestly, when I was looking at Steve's list, and it's cool. It's cool. It's good. Like, people put these lists together. You want to slide Joker in a top 10, fine, because you're probably right. He probably will end up in a top 10.
Yeah.
I think you, me, we'll have this conversation because he's 30, bro. There's another 3 years of Joker like this, like the way we see him today. There's a few more years of that, and then there's going to be a few years where he's still really good, and then there's going to be a couple of years worth of the twilight.
Yeah.
Like Hakeem in Toronto kind of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yep.
So like those phases are going to happen. He's going to have records. He's going to have huge games. Yeah. But bro, I love Joker. He had 8 turnovers last night.
Yeah, there you go. But
you know what I'm saying? And I
that.
like I was critical of when Hakeem was having those big games, when he wasn't passing the ball, I was critical.
Right.
Because you got to have faith in your guys that they can hit a shot, bro. You can't do it by yourself. Remember, he used to hit the ceiling all the time against the Spurs.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that happened. So, like, no player is above reproach.
That's right.
So, so these people being not objective, they have to understand, like, Joker is not perfect. And because he doesn't want to get in foul trouble, he doesn't contest shots sometimes.
Right.
I don't like that, Bruce. I don't like that. That's not what a center does.
Well,
centers have to defend the rim, bro. That's the last line of defense. So I'm being critical on who I think is actually the best player in the league. I think objectively he is.
Yeah.
I think SGA is right there. I'm giving the MVP to SGA, but I'm saying I have critique for who I think is the best player in the league. I do.
No, and I think that's fair. That's fair. Like I said, my bigger point with this particular quick hit was just, and again, it turned into a mini topic, which wasn't my expectation, but it's just, I just wanted to present the information to say, nah, what you're being told, that's not the case. Like, we can't forget what it really is. But
and this is what we're talking about, games from the first and second round, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stakes get higher, man, when you get to the Western Conference Finals and the finals. So those games are more meaningful, and you're playing against better players.
Yeah.
You know, the last teams are the best teams. You know, and the last teams are the hardest to defend, and the last teams are the best scorers, and they're the best coached, and they're the best defenses. So you got to have moments in those kind of series and games too.
Right. No doubt.
Appreciate you, Bruce. Thank you, man.
Thanks
I'll be back on when you hit another topic, bro, because I got something to say.
All right, no doubt, bro. All right, man.
All right.
G, what's going on, my brother?
Hey, bro, how you doing, man?
Maintaining, man. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. Glad to have you in. So real quick before we move on, this was supposed to be a quick hit. It actually turned into a mini topic, but basically I was hitting on when Joker had 43 and 22 in game one of this series against OKC, and the mainstream media was, pushing this narrative like he's in categories, he's in company only with Wilt and Shaq in terms of playoff performances among centers. And I was like, wait, what? So I ran down some of the all-time great stat lines from some of the all-time great bigs, and I won't go down the whole thing, but my guy Dream, he had a playoff game with 49, 25 rebounds, 6 blocks, 2 assists, and a steal. So he's dominating the glass, dominating the scoring, and he's playing defense, protecting the rim. Like, I don't understand. Well, you know where I am on the Jokic piece. Like, the not defending thing is always going to be a problem for me.
Yeah.
What's up, Steve?
Yeah, that's the narrative. Well, they got to push him, man. Like,
yeah,
he's the international face.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Steve, what's going on, man?
What up, Bruce? What up, G?
Steve, king of the chat.
How you doing? What's up?
I said, king of the chat.
You're right. The royalty is here.
What you got, man? We gotta make this.
I'm not going to sit here and scream and shout. I don't think you're a hater. I think you bring up good, objections, and I definitely value your perspective. 99% of things on basketball, you and I agree.
Right.
And for the most part, we agree on this.
Right.
I think the past era of big men was definitely better. I think a lot of the things that you correlate to your arguments against Jokic make sense, and I think they're fair. Just a perspective I'd like to throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you're weighing like your all-time centers and how you say you wouldn't put Jokic over Ewing,
mm-hmm.
Are you just basing it? Because it sounds like you're just basing it in like a one-on-one matchup. Like, one-on-one, you think Ewing would beat Jokic.
No,
and before I was making that argument where it's like one-on-one, you think, Joel is going to beat Jokic one-on-one. So it's like the way you're kind of presenting this, it's like you're saying that these guys are better than Jokic because of this one-on-one like mindset. Like, I think one-on-one, they would dominate Jokic.
Well, not necessarily one-on-one in terms of, the roll it out, make it, take it, check up. Not necessarily that, right? But I do feel like I feel like Jokic wouldn't be able to do much against Ewing. I think he would get damn near locked up. Does he have a more complete? I can't even say that. He has a more complete all-around offensive game, but the fact that he doesn't play the other side, I just can't get past that, and you know that. I just can't. No matter,
I get
no
that.
matter
And
what
I
he's
grant
doing,
that.
like that's a big problem for me. You know, and so
Ewing's definitely the better defender. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely grant that. That's not even the question. Same with
Right.
Joel.
Right. So no, I don't think it's necessarily one-on-one, but I think those matchups do matter because think about it, right? Hakeem would have been one of the greatest centers of all time anyway, but when we saw him completely demolish, decimate, annihilate David Robinson, another Hall of Famer, for an entire series, not one game, not one quarter, for a series, completely demolish him the way we've never seen a player of that caliber get demolished before. It took Dream's profile historically to a whole nother level. So not necessarily one-on-one, but those matchups do matter. But yeah, go ahead, man.
I agree the matchups do matter. The defense obviously matters, which I definitely grant that. I wouldn't put Jokic in the top. We could probably name 35 centers better than him defensively. Probably more.
Right.
I mean, I'm being just honest.
Mm-hmm.
We could name a ton of guys that are better than him defensively.
Right.
I guess my question would be is, when you look at, like, just because you brought up Pat Ewing, we're just going to use him as the example. Do you think Pat Ewing's just completely shutting Jokic down?
No, not
like,
completely.
What do you think in a series? Jokic is averaging
against
if
Ewing?
they play?
Okay, this is what I'm going to say. Against Ewing, 18, 11, and 5. That sits about right with against Ewing. I don't think
18, 11, and 5.
Yeah, I don't think he would go off anywhere near like what we've,
you don't think he'd get more than 5 assists?
And I don't think so, because the problem is he can pass the ball, but so much of what he does is because he doesn't have to bang offensively or defensively, and that stuff allows him to have so much energy on the offensive end. And I think when you take some of that away, it's going to change what he can do. I really do.
See, that's where I would disagree. I understand, like, what you're saying is, like, where he would be forced to defend in that era against someone like Ewing and banging on all that. Like, I think that would take away from some of his offense. But I actually think I don't think it would take away from the passing. I think he has an innate ability to run an offense. It's natural for him. He's basically like a point center.
Right.
So it's like, I would grant, like, you're going to take more energy up on it. But if anything, I think it would come at that 18 points instead of what we see as like 26, 27. But his ability to pass the ball and run an offense, I just don't think that would necessarily be effective, because he's cut. Now, granted, it's where you could push back and say, well, in that era, if we were to place Jokic in that era, like, he's not going to be allowed to play point center. He's not going to be allowed to get the ball at the 3-point line.
Yeah, I didn't even
or even dribble the ball down.
Right.
But then you could use the same argument and say, well, all right, if Patrick is this all-time great, let's throw him in this era where he would have to play Jokic that dribbles the ball down and plays point center. So it's like, it's kind of like pick your poison. Like, if you're willing to grant my side, or I'm willing to grant your side.
Yeah, no doubt.
But the point being is, it's like, well, all we can go is by what we see.
Yeah.
And it's like, from what we see of Jokic, do I think Patrick Ewing is going to limit his overall offensive ability as far as, like, orchestrating an offense, which is something he does? And this is where I'd say, like, yes, where his lack of defensive ability is an issue, and I understand why it bothers you, because we're used to a traditional center having those defensive responsibilities, rim protecting responsibilities, effort on the defensive end responsibilities.
Right.
It's like where he lacks there, he overwhelmingly exceeds in playing a point guard position and a center. Now, granted, he gets away with that because of this modern NBA, but it's like, how do I hold it against him? If I'm willing to hold the defensive stuff against him, how can I then not grant him that? It's like, we've never seen a point guard play, or we've never seen a center play point guard like him.
Right.
A guy averages a triple-double from a modern center, and I'll say modern center position.
Yeah.
It's just so unorthodox. That's where I say, like, I threw my top 10 out there, and I'm not, like, hell-bent on, like, fighting and screaming over it.
I think
like,
it was pretty solid. Like, I don't
things.
have too much argument other than, I got Dream.
I know you would put Ewing over him. You probably have him around 9 behind Malone and
I think so.
Ewing.
I think so. But to your point, though, with what Jokic is doing, it's going to at some point become undeniable based on what he did in his era, where he should end up being. You know what I'm saying? And I think
that's where I would. Yeah.
Before I let you go, I'll just say I feel bad for Ewing because he played in the era with D-Rob and Dream and young Shaq. That made it real tough on him, as good as he was, to get the recognition that he deserved. So,
and he played in an Eastern Conference that wasn't like what we see today.
Right.
Like that Eastern Conference was totally different.
Correct.
It was from even when you had Pacers, they might have not had like an all-star Shaq like big man. They had dudes, big men that played in roles. Like they had 2 to 3 guys where it's like just the depth and the quality of the East End was totally different, and that's something he had to go up against. And this is where I would actually kind of grant where Jokic. It's like Jokic ain't doing this stuff in the East, man. He's doing it in the West. So it's like the West, I get it. Like modern NBA, we both agree. It's like it's soft, it's different. We're not big fans of it, but it's like the West is still the best. And it's like he's doing this stuff in the West. So at some point, it's like, how do we just grant the guy the landscape and the era and the thing where it's like, yes, we can look back and say the center of old because the game of old was different and we both prefer it. But at some point, it's like, where do you separate? Okay, the guy led a team to a championship. He's got multiple MVP, 3 MVP, and he's routinely in the top 3 to 5 of the MVP race when he doesn't win. Where it's
right.
It's like how do you separate that from a guy like Ewing, who we all appreciate? He's an absolute legend, and it's like he didn't lead his team to a championship.
No, he didn't.
And I granted, it's in that era, and I'll grant that. But it's like Jokic is playing in the conference that is far, far better than the East. So he seems like he's having a high success rate individually, and he's bringing his team along at a high level in the West, which is the most competitive conference. So it's not like he's like doing this in the East, like LeBron got away with in Miami in his second stint in Cleveland, where it was like there's just no competition at all.
Right.
So it's like it's hard for me because I agree. Yeah. I do look at your grievances as far as that era and the depth and quality of big men. Yeah, Jokic would have plenty of nights where he's struggling. But I also feel like, where do you give a guy his grace where it's like, man, this is just the landscape of things now.
Yeah.
There are quality players. Now, they're not the amount of quality of bigs, but it's like, if he were a different position and he had 1 championship and 3 finals or 3 MVPs, I mean, would we be holding it against him because he's in this era? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's because he's a center doing it in this era. It seems like that's where we like, that's why like where we like halt and look at it differently, if that makes sense.
No doubt, Steve. But listen, I gotta let you go because this was supposed to be a quick hit, man. We gotta move on to these main topics, bro.
There's no quick hits with me, brother. I'm the paddle machine.
Thanks for the call, all right, Steve. I appreciate it.
I'll be in the chat, fellas. God bless.
All right, man. Thank you. Good call from Steve. You have anything to add, G, before we move on?
Oh, not at all. Not at all. No, sir.
All right, let's get to it. You know what time it is. Wow. What time is it, G? C's back in action. Am I right, G?
You know what? I ain't even gonna do this, man. I'm leaving. I don't know if y'all know this, man. Bruce didn't call me. I didn't talk to Bruce. Bruce ain't come up for air until today when he was like, "Hey, man, let's do a show." Because the Celtics won. Is why we're having this conversation. Normally, I talk to my brother Bruce almost like every other day. I mean, maybe a week. We probably go, man. When they lost, it was freaking radio silence, bro. Like nobody, he wasn't live and out. He wasn't active in the chat. Nothing, man. Like, and I'm like, Tatum. Oh man, yeah.
I was hurting, man.
Yeah, I know he was. I started to check on him. I was like, man, maybe I need to check on him. Because
buddy check.
He might be down bad, man. But yeah, I know it, man. I knew you didn't want to hear from me, man.
It wasn't even you, man. I was hurting. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's funny when we did the show the other night. We did a live watch, and when the Celtics lost again, And Transformer was like, I talked to him, I think the next day. He was like, Bruce, if you saw your face when the Celtics lost, I was like, I don't even know. Yo, my homeboy from the Army, we served together in Germany. I don't think I talked to Harrison on the phone at least for like the last year. And he called. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. He called right after that game was over.
Everybody got checked on you, dog.
I ain't get a call from him today, though. He a Knicks fan. I ain't get a call today.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get to it, man. So as we just kind of introed this topic, right? The Knicks and the Celtics appears to be what's likely going to be the best playoff series in the East, at least so far. Although that Pacers Cavs series, that one kind of came back around too. But the Celtics going into the game today were down 0-2, and they have been the best road team in the league all season. They had to go to New York. You know, Madison Square Garden was going to be rabid, and they had the opportunity to go in there and basically save their season, because we know no team has ever come back from down 0-3 in the NBA playoffs. It doesn't happen, right? And so we saw the C's go in there and finally kind of, get back to themselves. They still shot 43s, still too much for me, but they made 20 of them today. They were able to make They were able to make shots. And I tell you what, did you watch the game, G? Did you see it?
No, some of it. I watched some of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, because remember, I've always been saying that the Celtics are dangerous because this is a team that can get points from anywhere on that roster, right? And lo and behold, Peyton Pritchard off the bench for 23 points, 5 of 10 from 3. That kid is always cocked and locked. Like, as soon as he catch it, you could tell he wants to shoot the thing, right? He's always ready. So Peyton Pritchard came off the bench, had 23 points for the Celtics, and he was the guy, I'd say, the difference maker. Tatum played a little better, 5 of 9 from 3, 8 of 20 overall. He could be more efficient than that. If you ask me, like, too many fadeaway jumpers, but still, he had 22 points and a plus 23 while he was on the floor. So gotta love that. Al Horford, 15 and 9, big game from him. That's another guy that can contribute 3 or 4 from 3, right? Derek White, the other bench brother, 17 points, plus 29 when he was on the floor, 3 of 6 from 3, right? That'll get it done. Jaylen Brown, 19 points, plus 29 when he was on the floor. 2 of 6 from 3, but 7 of 18 from the floor. So was that about 42%, 43%? So overall, not a bad night at all, right? And the Celtics are now right back in this thing. Now, Snead says, I think I saw him say that the Celtics are going to rip off 4 in a row and Tibbs will be fired. That would be crazy. Based on the way this series started, I would be shocked if the Celtics ripped off 4 in a row. I probably could see this thing going 7 and the Celtics winning in 7 because championship DNA. Woodage, yes, the Celtics still shot 43s, man. That's just how they play. But they made 20 of them, right? So they believe that eventually they're going to start knocking these things down. G, kind of what are your thoughts on, Celtics getting production from pretty much everywhere, and of course them continuing to shoot threes and finally knock them down?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm just gonna take a step back and talk about the $700 ticket sales. I'm gonna talk about the ticket sales real quick. So $700 for the nosebleeds,
cheapest,
55,000 for courtside. The Knicks fans was going crazy, man. Like, crazy. These guys, they. I mean, I sent you a lot of the clips. You would think they were going to NBA Finals the way they've been acting and responding. But
well, we also got to keep in mind that New York City Boston rivalry between cities, not just Celtics and the Knicks. That's a real thing. But yeah, guys.
Absolutely. So the Celtics was able to overcome. It should be 3-0, right? That's what it really should be, 3-0. But 2 back-to-back meltdowns in the fourth quarter.
Right.
When leading by 20. If I'm a Celtics fan, I'm not acting like the Knicks, like I just won the whole series. There's still a lot of things that we need to do to ensure that we can win this series. Just looking at it was spots where y'all was up 30 points tonight, man. So y'all made sure that if you're gonna come back, it's gonna be from a record-breaking margin, right? Like, yeah. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I enjoy watching the games. I think this is going to go 6 or 7.
Agreed.
I still got. I didn't have New York winning. Like I had the Celtics winning, but
Yeah, me
you
too.
know, you got to see how these guys they continue to play, and so yeah,
So
I think Tibbs is doing a really good job, but today it just looked like they was just outmanned.
yeah, agreed.
This is yeah. The Celtics got a squad, man. They
Mhm.
loaded, man. There's
Yeah,
next man up every time, and
yeah.
I think they played their best basketball. You know, this in the playoffs. Like this was their
Mhm.
best game, I think.
Yep.
And they had to. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
considering how bad they shit the bed, they had to come
yeah.
and ready to play today. Like,
Mhm.
because if you lose, you go down 3-0, you done, you toast.
Mhm.
I mean, I think they got the firepower to come back from the 3-0, but historically, like that stuff plays psychologically, that plays in
Yeah.
your mind, and you like, man,
Mm.
I definitely couldn't go. Just like I knew the Cavs wasn't gonna lose. I knew
Right,
they wasn't gonna lose.
right, right.
Um, but yeah, yeah. I think it's really great basketball right now for us, man. The beast of the East.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So, funny that Wooded says Knicks are great defensively, but Tibbs has no offensive game plan. So it's funny that you say that because I almost feel like the Celtics have no offensive game plan because I keep watching them on offense in these possessions, looking for movement, looking for cuts, looking for, all these things. And there are so many times where Jalen will have the ball and he ISO while everybody else is standing around the 3 line. Or to be the same thing with Tatum or maybe Brown. Excuse me. And I'm like, you know, I don't understand. You got so many talented guys who know how to play basketball, and you're not running real offense. It's like come down and so many times we saw in the first 2 games they were bailing out the defense with early shots, early 3-pointers in the yeah, Bruce, you did, but I'm here. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, when you look at the Celtics, there's so many guys that uh that have the ability to run real offense and play that way, but they're just standing. It's frustrating. And it's like they could do so much better than that. They could do so much better than that. And I really don't get it, man. I really don't get it. But at the end of the day, they're back in business. They won big, they won going away. So now the question is, how much does this start to mess with the Knicks' mind? Because the Knicks have to know, like, yeah, we came back and won those 2 games, but did we take them or did they give them to us? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's no way you can look at that game and not do some self searching, right? Like this will be the third game that you've been down by almost 20 plus
That's
points
that's
in
a
the
great.
game. And so like how do you how do you go into game 4? Like, oh man, like are we
Yeah.
just gonna drop down and hope they just have another meltdown? Like, no, you
Mm,
need to I think they need to retool. Tibbs
mhm,
need to do something about this margin of error, maybe call some timeouts, stop these runs, like start coaching, really coaching.
mhm.
And if it comes to a point where you just don't have the personnel, people don't got straps. Like, but y'all, I mean, 43s is crazy, you
Yeah,
know.
it is.
I wonder what's the total number
Really?
of threes that they took this series. Like,
140.
fuck.
142.
It's game 3, and they already put up 143s, bro. Like,
Mhm.
what?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sheesh. God,
They looking
man.
at it and saying, "Hey, we want to chip this way. We set an NBA record this way, so we're gonna keep playing how we play."
I don't like nothing about it, man.
I don't like nothing about it either. Trust me, I'm
Yeah,
with
man.
you 1000%.
Yeah,
G.
I'm not a big
Just think
fan.
about it. How
That's
how many times do you hear me saying, "Yo, run offense, get into a like"? I don't get it. I don't get it. And think about it. You're the
like
Celtics, right? You Joe Mazzulla. Sam Cassell is your number one assistant. You know he can draw up some offense. Why
yeah,
don't they run it? Why don't they let him draw up some offense and run it? I don't get it.
yeah. Yeah, I don't like anything about it. I like how the Cavs play. They attack the basket almost every time down the road, down. They try to attack the
They
basket
do.
on
They
offense
attack it a lot.
early and often to set the tone. Like I don't like this whole thing of shooting threes. But what it will do is we can also we can always look at the old saying, man. You win by the 3, you lose by the 3.
Yeah, yeah. Live and die
And
by three.
so
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah. So
Uh,
when that shot dropping, you good. But when it's
yeah,
not,
we've
you
seen
need to
what
know
happened.
when that shot's not dropping, right?
Mm,
And when you need to switch it up and attack the basket. Like that's like the biggest thing. But I don't know. I think the Celtics are gonna be okay. I'm not really sure about the Knicks. I thought last year they would put a better they would have put a better effort last year, but injuries, of course, stopped them from going. And Tibbs kind of ran his guys in the mud
Right.
all season last year, and so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they respond to this loss, because this was a beatdown.
Yeah, yeah, and I
It's
think
almost like they didn't suit up.
To your point, G, 3 straight games you're down 20 or more, and you knew that you scraped out those first 2, so maybe you had the mindset of, we know we can come back if we're down. But now it's like, wait a minute, we've been down 3 straight games. If these guys are on their game, we can't beat them. So it's like, okay, if you're the Knicks, now what do you think? And now the Celtics are like, okay, we're back to being us. All we need to do is lock in, because we know we can get a big lead on these dudes. We just don't need to let them back in the game. We got our foot on their throat, keep it there, so.
Yeah. I mean, they're not doing the right job. They're not doing a good job of adjusting on defense and setting up schemes, man. You going down to 30, like that's crazy. And you got Cat on the floor, you got Brunson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like this it shouldn't be like this, but it's the Knicks, man. Just gotta wait and see, man. We just gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
I look forward to the next game, though. I definitely look forward to game 4.
Oh yeah. Me as well. We need to go back to Boston, tied 2-2, and then go ahead and take that 3-2 lead, because I want to be in a position where you can put the Knicks in a spot where they have to be win or go home. They're not championship tested like the Celtics are, and they may crack under that pressure. So
yeah, today was like they gave y'all the game or some shit. I don't know what. I mean, like I said, I was in and out watching the game. I don't have the attention span to watch blowouts. I'm not that type of fan, bro. Like you getting cooked. Like, even though I know they're gonna come back, like I know they got capable of coming back. It's just one I got to miss. I'm just gonna have to miss it, because odds are it's not gonna happen. And I'm sure, like, I don't know. Those first 2 games was an embarrassment from a coaching perspective. Definitely pissed poor coaching and lack of closeout by the Celtics. But today they did a really good job of, like, all right, let's get our shit together. I think it's gonna be a really, really good series.
I agree.
And so far, man,
I think they knew that they could not allow the Knicks to get back in that game. That was the key. They knew that they couldn't allow that, because they saw what happened, twice in a row if they did. So, yeah. Sneeze said Rudy Abdul-Jabbar terrorizing the Warriors. That's funny. You know what? Quick side note, and we're going to talk about him later. I want to see if Draymond tries to get tough with Gobert during this series, because I don't know if I mentioned it to you. I don't know if you saw it. Gobert was like training in kickboxing all summer.
What we talking about for Draymond?
Well, I don't know if it was just for Draymond, but I think he was tired of getting herbed up and people thinking he's soft, because he's not having it. You saw last series, he elbowed Braun in the back of the head, and when Braun turned around and tried to flex, Rudy didn't go nowhere. The old Rudy would have been like, he would have cowered. He's not having it anymore. I like it.
He would have I ain't gonna say it. Surrendered, like the French. That was terrible.
History is,
But that was terrible.
But yeah, so yeah, man, this is going to be a heck of a series. So go ahead, open up the phone lines. I'm gonna take two quick calls on this, and then we will go right on and we'll talk about Rich Paul. All right, let's go. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. You guys' thoughts on this Celtics and Knicks series, especially the game today. How much do you think it matters that the Knicks were able to, the Celtics were able to get back into it? Sneed, what's going on, man?
Bro, the Knicks are through, bro.
Already?
Hey, Sneed, I got a question for you before you get started, man. Do you think that Tatum is the face of the league?
Oh my gosh.
Tatum is not the face of the league.
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
But the Celtics are the defending champions.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So I got respect for the Celtics. I know what the Celtics are doing. They were able to get a win today with neither of their best two players having great games, right? They were fine. But they did it with Pritchard. They did it with Derek White.
Mm-hmm.
Porzingis hasn't even played in a good game yet this postseason.
Right.
So what's going to happen when Tatum has the 35-point game? And what's going to happen when Brown has the 35-point game?
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when Porzingis decides he wants to have a good game?
Yeah.
What, they're going to win by 40?
Right.
You know, and what is the Knicks' answer going to be? Karl Anthony Towns has a good offensive game every 3 games. You know,
what do you have? 21 and 15 today? Like, that's not terrible.
But that ain't going to do it, bro.
Minus 19. Oh.
That ain't going to do it against the Celtics. He needs to score 30 to even have a conversation.
Right.
Like, Brunson is amazing. He'll get you the hard baskets when you need them at the end of the game. You can count on that.
Yeah.
But you have to
be there.
Collectively as a team, you got to be in the game.
Yes.
So I got OG Anunoby with 2 points in this game. He had a crappy game last game.
Mm-hmm.
Where were those star plays? What Bridges gave us 14 in the second half last game?
Mm-hmm.
Where was he in this game?
Yeah.
Bro, they don't have any room for error. The Knicks have to play very, very good in order to beat the Celtics.
Correct.
And the Celtics can play average and blow out the Knicks.
Yes, they can.
So the series, in my opinion, is done in 6.
Wow.
I hope I'm wrong because I like to see 7 games.
Yeah.
I like to see the Knicks and the Celtics go at it. I like to see – I mean, it would be cool if the Knicks could win Game 4 and make this a 3-1 series. I doubt it seriously.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks are going to lose the next game. Yes, they're going to lose it. Not the Celtics win it. I think the Knicks are going to lose it. That is going to completely change the complexion of the series because now you're going back to Boston with a tied series and the Knicks choke Game 4. So that's kind of like my projection.
Okay.
Bro, come on, man. You know the Knicks don't have they don't have the guys.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to win games 93-92.
Well,
if the Celtics score 100, 110, the Knicks can't do that.
Right. Yeah, it's it is going to be tough, and this is what I said from the beginning of this playoff run. The reason the Celtics, to me, are so dangerous is not Tatum and it's not Jaylen Brown. It's that they can get contributions from everywhere damn near on that roster. And I think that is, that's championship. That's a championship-built roster right there. Because, look, today Al Horford had 15 and 9. Like, he's 137 years old. 15 and 9 from him, that is a legitimate, contribution.
So what is the defense doing when they let Al Horford make 5, 6, 7 threes?
Well, he made 3 today. He only took 9 shots.
But you get what I'm saying? If I got Al Horford hitting threes, I have to question what my defense is doing.
Right. Which, you know what? That is interesting. I'm not sure why it's so difficult to defend Boston because there's not a whole lot of movement in their offense. Like there's ball movement, but there's not a lot of body movement. So I'm not sure why
the primary defense, the point of attack defense is challenging because you have to defend Tatum and Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
But if you help on that, then you're cooked because somebody's open for 3.
Yeah, but they don't.
It's not
like
it's not a complex offense. Actually,
exactly.
The Celtics' offense is simple.
Yes.
They want to create a defensive shift. The moment the defense moves, they're looking to get the ball to where the help came from.
Right.
They don't care if it's Horford or if it's Pritchard or if it's White. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys are. I mean, Derek White's a good 3-point shooter now.
Yeah.
Pritchard is a good 3-point shooter. They can hit them when they're open. I'll live with Horford taking threes, fine. But I mean, I can't cheat off of him too many times because eventually he's going to hit some,
Yeah.
I'll say this though, Sneed. If the Celtics, if the Knicks steal the next game, we're going to be talking that changes the trajectory of everything because they haven't been playing well.
Knicks win game
entire series. Yes.
I believe they can choke it away in 7.
Ooh.
If they win game 4, I believe they can choke it away in 7. I'm serious.
Yep.
I'm not counting out the Celtics in the series. No way.
I have to
listen to my mind, not my heart, bro. As much as I want the Knicks to win, I have to listen to my mind, not my heart, bro.
Right. No, I think the championship medal just means a lot. I really do. They know how to win, and they know how to win when it gets tough.
All right, was Game 3 a must-win?
Yes.
And the Celtics won, right?
Yes.
So every must-win game is going to go to the Celtics in the series. I don't think the Knicks can do it.
I'd say so, yeah. Because, I mean, as we discussed, Celtics go down 0-3, the chance of them, it's never happened. The empirical evidence says they lose that series because no one has ever come back from 0-3. Now, eventually someone is going to do it, but it's highly unlikely.
Who's the best three-point shooter on the Knicks? I'm going to show you how messed up this is. Who's the best three-point shooter on the Knicks?
I believe it's Cat.
It's Cat.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the most reliable offensive player on the Knicks?
Brunson.
Who else is who's the best rebounder on the Knicks? Watch this.
I'd say it's Josh Hart. I mean, statistically,
this is what I'm talking about. The team is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It's Josh Hart. It's Josh Hart. It's great. This team is so unusual.
Yeah.
Like the structure is just backwards. It's like the teacher's the student.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the student's the teacher. It's just all backwards. Your shooting guard, who can't really reliably score, is your best rebounder.
That's kind of crazy.
and your center can't defend. He gets fouled out because he's a bad fundamental defender. Mm-hmm. He doesn't move his feet well defensively.
Right.
He's an offensive master. His shot is incredible.
Yeah.
His ability to stretch the floor is fantastic. But he can't defend a lick. You have to take him out at the end of games.
Yeah.
There's just too many flaws. Like the Celtics have these mismatches. Porzingis hasn't even done anything yet. If he has a game, they're going to win by 40.
Yeah.
If Tatum has a game, they're going to win by 40.
Right.
If Brown has a game, they're going to win by 40.
Yeah.
They lost today by 20 points on Derek White and Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah. Because if you remember, last year in the finals, everybody had picked Dallas to win the championship. And game 1, G and I did that show. Porzingis came out and got busy. And it was like, uh-oh. When he's playing like that, there's not a lot you can do.
Everybody wants to talk about matchups and all these great things. I love it, bro. I'm all for analysis.
Mm-hmm.
The game always boils down to turnovers, rebounding, and defense. And I trust the Celtics on all three of those things over the Knicks.
Right.
Celtics in 6. If the Knicks get froggy, Celtics in 7. Thanks for taking my call, bro.
No doubt, Sneed. Thanks for the call, man. That was a good one, man. Sneed breaks it down, boy.
Yeah, I think the game comes down to make them miss shots. And the thing that I think we miss is that they shoot too many threes. And when they off, they fucking terrible. And so that gives any team any team the ability to come back. And they did it twice. Hey, all right. So today the Celtics took what the Knicks gave them. And they was able to pull out a win just because instead of going through the same situation, they decided to change things up and let the offense work through itself and everybody else getting rhythm.
Right.
It was a different hero today.
Yeah, absolutely. Laker Nation was good, man.
I gotta take it off figures. I can barely hear you, Bruce.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know. I don't know why every time I call in, I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
All right, let me try now.
I was gonna say is that I know the Knicks was in trouble after Game 2, the way they were celebrating. Now that they were celebrating like they won the championship,
right.
And I'm like, all that's gonna do is just wake them up. It's gonna wake them up. And I was like I would have been more surprised if Boston would have lost Game 3. Than the fact of them winning the game, because them winning the game was supposed to be expected.
Yeah, agreed.
So, but you got to look at the way they lost.
Mm-hmm.
They lost the games basically. None to take anything away from New York, as they kept hustling. But in my opinion, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, but they gave away games 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's kind of how I saw it. Agreed.
I'm like, if you're up 20, you're gonna do it again. and eventually you're not going to blow those leads. So,
right.
I
It's the
mean,
playoffs, bro. I don't think nobody giving games away.
Well,
I
they
think
just gave away games
I think
1
the
and 2.
Celtics. Yeah, I agree, G.
Nah, nobody's giving games away, bro. That's either bad coaching or just bad play, man. But I don't think that was their intention to
No,
give those games away.
but
And this at this stage,
every time I seen them lose, G, and
yeah,
I hate them motherfuckers. That's why I watch them, because I want to see them lose. But every game I seen them lose is because they're not hitting their threes. So they play the same way every fucking game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't understand how they're winning, because it's like, how? But they live and die by the three.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's going to catch up with them. It's going to catch up with them
Mm-hmm.
eventually. If not now, soon. We'll do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
But they are the better team overall. They have the better. They're more complete. They have the better bench. Snead kind of broke it down. Tit by tit. Tidbit by tidbit. Damn, what the hell? Tidbit by tidbit. But they're the better team. They're more complete. The Knicks are still, in my opinion, two pieces away from being a champion. So eventually, they're gonna have to beat them when Jaylen Brown or Tatum going off, or both at the same time. I don't know if they have enough firepower to do it.
Right.
I mean, they're sound defensively. They make the necessary adjustments, but there's nothing you can do if they're hitting their shot.
No, I would say that's a correct assessment. I mean, that's like most teams, but really the Celtics are specifically built that when they start hitting, they can bury a team very quickly. Like you watch OKC, and OKC will get out fast in transition. They'll run you to death. The Celtics, when they get going, it's an avalanche and a freaking, a blizzard of threes. So yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, we want the Knicks to win. That's the problem.
Who's we?
Everybody's getting behind them. Everybody getting behind them because they want the Knicks to win.
What is this we? We?
That don't mean it's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what it does do is it makes the fan watch the game, because no lead is safe so far.
That's true. Yeah.
No lead is safe for whatever reason. Even though you won a chip last year, you melt down and lose by 20. I can't respect you until you tied up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you the series just because you won last year.
No, you're right.
Blowing leads, you blowing 20-point lead. So we got to call a spade a spade. Yeah, you got personnel, you got coaching, but you will choke. And yeah, man, that's just pretty much what it boiled down for me. That's how I look at the game, bro. One game at a time.
One game at a time.
But I will say before I go, is I did say it on my show, is that they're letting them play basketball finally.
Yeah.
Which they didn't do in the regular season. Yeah. And you're seeing that the top three teams are being exposed. Because they're allowing them to play basketball. Now, the top teams are making their adjustments now, because they're like, okay, we have to play. We can't just we just can't go out there and shoot threes and we're just gonna get the dub. No, we gotta play. So they're making their adjustments now. But all of those top teams are in trouble. Because, like I said, they have to play basketball. They're letting them play. They're letting them get up in them. They're letting them play aggressive defense. They're actually letting them play defense.
Right.
So all that stuff that was getting away with in the regular season, they're not getting away with it now. So they have to make their adjustments. So that's what Boston had to figure out. Because the fourth quarter in games 1 and 2, there really wasn't a lot of whistles. Like they're letting them play.
Right.
But you live by so there's the old saying, you live by the three, you'll die by the three.
Correct.
And I'm out. Peace.
Appreciate you, bro. All right. Thanks for the great calls, guys. Thanks for the great calls. We'll take it and move on to our second topic of the night, man. And this is one I talk about this guy a lot. Like, so I know that he has a job to do, and he's LeBron's agent. He's the head of Clutch, right? As LeBron's agent, he got to sell LeBron, right? That's part of his job. I get it. I just get frustrated, man, with the overall disingenuousness between all of these guys that are involved with LeBron, mainstream sports media, Rich Paul, everybody. So, he recently did an interview with Chris Haynes, was I think he's Yahoo's number one NBA reporter. He's their top NBA insider. He was a beat writer for years. I think he was a beat writer for Golden State, etc. So he's been around. He knows his stuff. Chris Haynes pretty sharp. But I had some commentary that I took from that interview, and I wanted to share it with you guys and give some thoughts. Steve, you're so stupid, but you're probably right though. Steve is an idiot. He is. But it's just wild because it's like we get that he has a job to do, but and in fairness, in this particular interview, he was asked some questions, but it's like, come on, man, like, can we be a little bit honest here? And you'll see kind of what I'm talking about on some of these things. So let's go ahead and get to it. Before we even start, matter of fact, gee, man, I know that you've heard me talk about Rich Paul and his different comments, like recently on Pat McAfee when he flat out lied and said that Miami wasn't a big three and all this. What do you think of the stuff that Rich Paul says, man? You think I'm overreacting to it? Is he just doing his job, man? Where are you on him?
I think he's the mastermind behind LeBron's success, and might add, he's very successful at it.
Yeah.
And so, he actually changed the game and how players and coaches and GMs interact. Now, I think the player now has more control on their future. If you're not LeBron, if you LeBron, then we'll say LeBron was the face of the league, right? And as the face of the league, he had more control over his future than any other player in any other situation, and the players around him, right? And so we never seen that before. That much movement. And so when I say Rich Paul was the mastermind behind all that, like he took whatever LeBron had and he popularized it. Not popularized, but that's not a word. But he made it popular. He made it popular to be, the face of the league and also have say in who plays on the team around him. That's all I gotta say. I'm not saying that everything you do is right. I think he may at the end, when it's all said and done, we all know that like we're gonna look at LeBron like, man, that's not how you play the game, bro. Like that's not how the sport of basketball would, and we compare it to pickup ball of somebody like not really like, oh yeah, we just gonna get all the 5 best players and then we're gonna beat the dog crap out of everybody else because I got everybody that's popular and nice on one team. So you lower the level of competition, or I mean, I'm gonna stay there and let you go, bro. But I'll circle back and talk after you do the
no doubt. No, that was good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and hear some of what Rich Paul had to say in his interview with Chris Haynes. And you know how I do by now. I play. Sometimes I might jump in. This one is what we got, about 2 minutes, 16 seconds. So this one isn't that long. And then there's another clip we have that's just under 3 minutes. So, but yeah, I'll play. I might jump in, say something, and then, continue to play. And yes, Laker Nation, you're absolutely correct. Rich Paul is great at his job. When it's all said and done, so I look at this 2 ways real quick before I start playing the clip. When it's all said and done, he may go down as the greatest and most powerful sports agent ever, right? But the other side of the coin is I'm wondering how much power is he going to have once LeBron retires, right? Or is he still going to be seen as one of the most powerful agents? Because I'm wondering how much of that perspective people have on Rich Paul is based on the fact that he's LeBron's agent and LeBron is still in the game, right? And that casts a very long shadow. So I am curious to see, once LeBron's all done and has wrapped it up on the floor, how much power Rich Paul is still going to have. I am very curious about that. But let's go ahead and let's start playing the clips.
I think, I think I said this on another show. I think people really focus on the popular names or the more popular names and don't really dissect the team aspect of it.
So he was just asked kind of about how the season ended against Minnesota, and with LeBron and Luka, and how many people thought that, because remember when they went on that run and the team was playing great defense and LeBron was really, for the first time in his career, really playing outstanding off ball, didn't need the ball. Luka was doing his thing, and everyone's like, oh, I can see the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, or even coming out of the West. And you had some people saying the Lakers had a legitimate opportunity to win a championship and all that, but they go out in the first round, and now we hear Rich Paul, basically page 1 of the LeBron James playbook, not enough help. But check it out.
And there's also an aspect of it where you've used to seeing someone win for so long, and you just you make these decisions as when you're picking who's going to win a series or not. But it was clear right away that was the worst matchup for them for a number of reasons: size, athleticism, youth, just depth. And it's tough to beat a team like that, where outside of Mike Conley, they're athletic, they're long in terms of wingspan, they're fast, quick, dog, and then having someone like Ant who can give you 40. And I also think Ant had a great showing of leadership, just in terms of not really having the best night last night, but didn't necessarily get out of character, made the right pass when necessary. And so that Minnesota team was in the Western Conference Finals last year. I think people put so much into the regular season and how that goes, but that was no surprise to me. I think I stated it when I was on Pat McAfee's show, like, this is not going to be.
Yeah, G, what you got, man?
Oh my gosh, man, this shit making me sick, bro. I can't stand to hear it, yo. I can't stand to hear it.
So you see what he's trying to do there. You see, this is the same thing, we talk about time and time again. I think we lost G for a second, but this is the same thing that we talk about time and time again, and that's again, Rich Paul, is doing his job, right? But it's always the making excuses. It's always the team didn't have enough. It's always the they got rocked into a bad matchup, when damn near everybody picked the Lakers to beat Minnesota in that series. So what are we really saying, right? Exactly, Steve. Exactly. The sixth seed was the worst matchup. Like, come on, man. Everybody was picking Minnesota to win, myself to lose, myself included. I was really surprised that we lost G. I was really surprised that the Lakers did not win that series, because if y'all remember, I think it was Chief Sid Bubba called in and he was telling G, G said the Lakers would not make it out of the first round, and I was like, nah, G, they not losing in the first round. I totally didn't expect that. I drank the Kool-Aid as well, but if we watch it, then we say, okay, because realistically, yes, Minnesota's young and athletic, but they got one star and a bunch of role players. Like, they don't really have guys like that. So they don't really have guys like that. So I'm wondering, like, okay, what's going on here, right? But again, it is Rich Paul doing what Rich Paul does, and what the LeBroniacs and those guys do, and that's make excuse after excuse after excuse. Go ahead, G.
Rich Paul kicked me out of the chat. Kicked me out of the joint. I was ready to fire his ass up, man. Like,
that's good.
Man. That was wild.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I never happened before. Did you finish the B-roll though? I had some technical.
Oh no. No, I had a little more sound to play. I thought you had more comments.
No, I get to it at the end.
Try not to get into who's going to win or lose, but the parity in the league throughout it's just, as you can see in these playoffs, even that Knicks Pistons series, there was some lopsided ones. Obviously, the OKC series and the Cavs series, but I know the Orlando Boston series was 4-1, but Orlando, they're peaceful too.
They played
From really being competitive, and they played. They had guys compete. Very well coached team, and so it's no surprise to me. I really didn't, and I said this on the show as well. I just really didn't think that the roster for the Lakers was anywhere close to a championship type roster.
I know you got something to say. Go ahead, say it. I know you got something to say. I know you
I
have something.
mean, he's the agent. He's the mastermind behind all these things, right? And so you getting pretty much essentially happened with the Lakers and Minnesota. They got dominated at the in the from the front court. It wasn't a backcourt play they put them under. It was Rudy Gobert looking like freaking Wilt Chamberlain down there. When you trade away one of your best big men and defenders for somebody who don't play defense, and now and not to mention you gave up a roster spot. You had no intentions of competing this year. You gave up a roster spot for the son of LeBron James. So this whole thing, and that's why I said they was going to lose, because I can look through the bullshit and see if you're really ready to play, or you're just doing stuff just so you can make a splash. After that, it was just all like lights, camera, action. It wasn't. They wasn't. Of course, they wasn't built to win anything. Of course, they wasn't built to win anything. How can you? This is what happens when you don't build a dynasty around your best player, and you just pick and choose and pick people off the court, off the sidelines. Like, you can't do that. Like, you have to have that dynasty is going to be, it's going to run. Like, I look at Minnesota, I think they stout. That's a stout team, right? But you seeing them play now, and it's not that they're struggling right now with a injured Golden State, but they holding their own. That's all I'm saying. They hold their own. Rich Paul, man, I don't know. We all knew that these guys wasn't going to do anything. Well, not all of y'all.
Right.
Not all of us. I knew that the Lakers wasn't going to do shit this year. I know it. Y'all didn't know.
Right. And no, yeah, right. I did not. And I admit it. I was definitely wrong on that.
Y'all drank the Kool-Aid, like you said. And it's okay. We'll allow it, man. But we got to start looking at shit the way it is, man. Like, that's one game at a time, and they had an opportunity to do what they need to do and make the moves they needed to make, but they wanted Luke. They wanted Luka. They wanted Luka. They wanted Luka. They wanted that international face.
That's right.
Next to LeBron James. There's a money pool, and they got kicked. They got bumped the first round, and it ain't the first time we saw a super team, because he pretty much that move was crazy. Moving AD the way he did, man. Like, that was crazy. And if it wasn't for AD, they wouldn't have had that COVID ring.
Correct.
They wouldn't have had it.
We call that a bubble around here.
I call it the COVID ring.
Same
just
thing.
Like the COVID J's that came out. Like, nobody wear them no more.
Damn.
Nobody wear the cool gray J's, man. Nobody wear them.
Right. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
No.
But let's hear some of
I'm spazzing, my bad.
No, you good, man. I love it. So Chris Haynes asked, this I thought was really interesting. He asked Rich Paul if he thought LeBron James was underappreciated. So here's a question that I have before we even get started with the sound, because this is something that I really don't understand, because we keep hearing what's my man's Stephen A constantly talking about everything that LeBron has done for the league. Okay, LeBron has made the league a lot of money. Other than that, what has he really done for the league? He hasn't done anything to better the level of play. He hasn't done anything to better the level of competition. What has he really done for the league? Yes, he's made it money. Cool. But every star does that. Every star makes the league a ton of money. So other than that, what has he done for the league? This is what I don't get. Like, a while back when I had the debate with Bruce, I asked the question and he couldn't answer it either. I just want to know, what is it that LeBron has allegedly done for the league that they keep talking about, that he should be underappreciated? What should we be appreciating?
I think when it comes to, like, just the ability to move players around on the team, we never saw that happen never saw that like that level of passive aggressiveness ever.
Mhm.
We never seen that. We never seen a player with that much GM power on the floor.
Mhm.
We never seen it. And,
Is
and,
that something
and
we
at
should
the end of the day,
appreciate? That didn't help the league.
I'm not sure. At the end of the day, you can look at it like he got the 4 rings because of it, or you can
Mm.
say, he lost 6. He could have had more if he just, but anytime a player has that much pull, man, you gotta respect it. You just
Do I?
have to respect it because
Mhm.
Mike didn't have it. Mike went through hell with his GM. Jerry Krause, he went
Mm.
through hell with him. So that's the other side of the conversation. It's like, is it beneficial for players to have that much pull that
No.
they can push around the GM? Or like, would we have seen more from Mike if he had the same power that LeBron has?
But I think, as we know, the mentality back then was different. I think even if he had the same power, I don't think he would have wanted to do it because Mike was insane. He wanted to beat everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that even if he had that type of power, if he would have used it. Because Jerry Krause, I always say, Jerry Krause hated Mike, Mike hated Jerry Krause, but Jerry Krause made it clear he has no reason to defend Mike, and he came out and said it. Mike never asked me to trade for anybody. He never asked me to trade anybody. He never wanted me to get anybody. He said because he believed he was that good that he would win with whoever we gave him. So I mean,
No, nah, that ain't how I see it. I see it as Jerry. They was teasing the shit out of Jerry Krause. Jerry Krause got tired of everything and he blew the team up.
oh yeah,
That's what
we
I
know
took
that.
when I watched the documentary.
Yeah, at
And,
the end,
and,
yeah.
and so and so what I see is like, I'm like, damn, if Mike had the ability
Mm-hmm.
if he had the ability to put his foot down, I don't think he would have let that team blow up.
Mm.
And that's something that only LeBron has right now. And so when people say that, like, yeah, man, if you're an analyst and you're looking at things, this is the only thing we got from this dude. He won and lost. His won and loss ratio is mid, just like a lot of other people. Granted, he
Mm.
got there, but at the same time, on the court, it's not that spectacular. But off the court,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's something that I think he should get props for. Because I mean, is it sleazy? Maybe. Some of the
Maybe,
stuff he did to players, some of the stuff he did to players is
maybe.
sleazy.
Nah, man, I
It
don't
was
respect it at all.
sleazy,
But
bro.
that's a whole different discussion, which
Yeah,
we
yeah,
probably
yeah, yeah,
can
yeah.
we probably can get into on the next topic. But
Hold on.
yeah,
But
let's.
for the record, though, I got one thing to say for the record.
Sure,
I am not saying that everything this guy did was great. I'm just
I
I'm
get
just
it.
pointing out one thing that
Right.
I think that's different from that era and this era.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Nobody had that power.
Right. All right.
That's it.
So okay, so let's go to the next segment of the interview where Chris Haynes asks Rich Paul, does he believe LeBron is underappreciated? And I'm like, that's what led to that whole discussion G and I just had, because I'm like, what is there to appreciate other than the money that he made the league? Because I don't think he made anything better about the league during his entire time. But let's go.
Rich, with all that being said, and people talking about, because you tell them enjoy your time, and you're supposed to at that later stage of your career. And then you got people talking about, well, I see LeBron smiling with Anthony Edwards. I see him talking to the other teammates as if he's not really out there competing. When you hear all that and see all those things, like, do you really get a sense from your vantage point that he's really underappreciated? Considering he's the top 2 or arguably the best player ever. Like, do you get that sense?
You know what? I try not to allow myself to allow that energy to creep into my space.
So here we go. The thing just started and Rich Paul is lying already. How is he saying he tries not to let that energy to creep into his space? Every single interview he does, he's on the whole LeBron is the GOAT, and Michael Jordan never had to deal with what LeBron had to deal with, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's all he does is let that energy get into his space. See, that's one of the things that really bothers me about these guys. Why do they lie so much as if it's not real easy to check them on their lies? Like, it's crazy. They're like politicians the way they do this thing.
Because I know for those of us that know this game and love this game, and they feel a lot different.
So here's another thing. So he says, for those of us who know this game, right? Because I remember I talked about another interview he did on the show a while back, and one of the comments that really irked me when he was like, people who talk a certain way about LeBron, they lack the knowledge to effectively talk about the game. They didn't play at a high level. And I'm like, well, you didn't play at a high level. What makes you have the knowledge to talk about it, right? Just because you're around it as an agent, okay, maybe you know something about the game, cool, but you're not some basketball savant either, bro. Like, what are we talking about here? So basically, and this is what I don't like about the whole like LeBron fan base. If you're not a fan of his or you criticize him, you don't know the game, right? But if you are a big fan of his, I'll just say, then you know the game, right? That's what they tell us, right? Ridiculous. Yeah, let's continue.
His peers feel a lot different and things like that. And sometimes a pair of lips will say anything, man. People just say stuff just to hear themselves talk.
Yeah, and he's one of them. Sometimes a pair of lips will say anything, right? Like Miami wasn't a big three. How about that? Is that one? See, Chris Haynes should have asked him that question, but I think Chris Haynes he's down with clutch too. I remember one time he was saying that no, I'm not just saying that. He said one time that I think LeBron called his parents and spoke to them, and like immediately, like he said that publicly, and then after that, all of a sudden you notice like he was never super critical of LeBron, but he became pretty much a fanboy after that. And I'm like, look at this freaking guy, man. But yep. So sometimes a pair of lips will say anything. Great quote, Rich Paul. Great quote. Because you are the definition.
But everyone has their own opinion, and they pay their money to have that opinion, given that they watch it on the streaming services or have the opportunity to catch games. But a lot of it is unrealistic sometimes and unwarranted. But you can say that for a lot of people. That's part of the fandom in it all. That's part of what makes all of this stuff, the ecosystem of sport and competition. That's part of it. But when you've played to that level, again, man, you don't owe nobody anything. You owe your teammates and your coaching staff and your organization 110% every time you step out on that floor to the best of your capabilities. And after that, those that it's going to be with you through the ups and the downs, through the wins and the losses. But you always need that other side too. Don't get me wrong. You need that other side. You need that the naysayers and things like that. That's part of it,
So wait a minute. If he understands that you need the other side and you need the quote unquote naysayers and things like that, so you know that, but why do y'all get so irritated when people criticize LeBron then? Like, what is the, you know what I'm saying? See, this is what I'm saying. These guys from interview to interview say different things, and it drives me nuts because, again, they don't they because they don't what do you call it? They act as if we can't go back and listen to the other things that they've said in the past and reconcile the fact that these things don't add up. I'm like, we're not that dumb. And you're on the internet, and nothing ever disappears on the internet. We can find the stuff that you said. Like, I don't get it. And like I said, for me personally, one of the things that I have is, I'm not gonna lie, I have a level of vanity about my intellect. And if you try to play me like I'm stupid, it really irritates me. And that's a quick way to turn me against you. Now, I try to be objective, but don't play me like I'm dumb. I that really irritates me. But let's go ahead.
Although I don't let it, from an energy perspective, creep into my space, I do respect it and understand it because it's part of sport. It's why you love this game. It's why you love this industry. If you don't have people booing and critiquing and things like that, then what's the fun in it, right? And so I've been able to be a good sport about it. Could it be annoying sometimes? Yeah. And then obviously nowadays everybody got a voice with social media and things like that. But it's cool too. Like I think you, again, you have to find the humor in it all. And you have to have humility within. So when you look at the big picture of it, push everything in the middle, I personally wouldn't change a thing. And at some point he's going to have to get off the roller coaster. I'll still be riding.
So you wouldn't change a thing. That's interesting. But so you know what is interesting, G, when he says that you need both sides of the coin, that's something else that I've said, right? When people talk about, they say, oh, all you do is talk about LeBron and what you gonna do when LeBron is gone and this, that, and the third, right? And I'm like, yo, do y'all really think that LeBron doesn't love all this attention? Do you really think that positive or negative, whether it's quote unquote hating or loving, that LeBron doesn't make money off of all this attention? Like, do we really think that? Or do y'all believe that he's only good with, the LeBroniacs and whatnot? That ain't how this works. He loves all the attention. He needs all the attention. It doesn't matter if it's worshiping him or criticizing him. He's got to have it. All that brings money and all that stokes his ego. So like, I don't know. Pretty simple concept to me, man. What do you think about what he had to say in this segment?
The whole segment in itself, it talks about something else where LeBron is staying in the news. We talk about this all the time. He's now in the media. He's staying relevant, even though he got hurt during a game.
And
I can't talk about that because we'll talk about that later. But it's just like it's timely, right? It's timely. It's right on point for one of those. That's a chess move. This is definitely a chess move. People talking about LeBron when the NBA Finals was still going on and how he didn't have enough help and how they knew all these things was going to transpire because they didn't have enough help. It's I don't know how you build a legacy off of this because at some point somebody gonna have to look at it and be like, "This is the most sucker shit I ever seen in my life." Sorry, excuse my language.
Oh no,
Format podcast.
I get it,
but,
man.
Yeah, man, this is unnecessary. But he has a base of delusional folks who they need to feed that base because they're probably wondering what happened to my goat, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did my goat get kicked? Oh, he was hurt. Okay. All right. Who else got hurt? Who else got hurt? Steph Curry got hurt.
Yeah.
We not hearing a press conference going on about how he's injured and all this book. You know what I mean? And he got just as many rings as he do.
Yeah.
I hate to bring that man up, but
in less time.
That's all I'm saying. There's no excuses coming from somebody who, is arguably one of the second best players in this era, first or second.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that, man. It really is. I don't know. It's super aggravating to see because it's like, man, really, like if you're what you say you are, you're better than this, but clearly not. Yeah, that's. Thank you. Yes, soap opera. That's a great one. That's a great one. All right, let's do this. I want to go because it's a kind of similar topic. We're gonna go right into the next one, and then after that one, we'll take a few calls on it, and then we'll wrap up with Dirty Draymond and get up out of here. But let's.
I like that Dirty Draymond. That's
Dirty
a wild one.
Yeah.
We're gonna have fun with that one. We're gonna have fun with that. Y'all stick around. We're gonna have fun with that one.
Facts. All right. Oh man, dirty finger.
Crazy work, man. Goodness
crazy
gracious.
work, G. All right, so obviously we just heard a recent interview from Rich Paul on the Chris Haynes podcast, right? And now we'll go in the next topic. We'll go into LeBron James's recent comments on what else? Mind the Game podcast, which, as we well know, remember last year before it even started, what did I say it was going to be? Just another propaganda tool for LeBron, right? And that's realistically all it's been. I'm not going to say it didn't have a little bit of basketball stuff on it, but again, if you want real basketball stuff, go on YouTube and look up Detail, where Kobe is really breaking down stuff. And it's not on some, it's not setting it up to be a glazing session for me or a marketing tool. It's really talking basketball. And that's crazy how LeBron has basically turned the Mind the Game pod into just another marketing tool, because that's exactly what it is. But man, he had
The dude sells Barbie dolls.
Man, look. But
I'm
look,
a Barbie girl.
In
And
you wild. In his defense, if Mattel was willing to give him however many mils to utilize his name, image, and likeness, if that's whatever the term is, but to do that, man, he gonna take that dough. He's gonna take that dough. He's like, yo, I don't care. Whoever buys it, that's on them. But he's like, all I gotta do is sit here, let them, scan me or take the picture of me or whatever, and then make the doll. You know how many dudes was in line copping this thing? Like standing in line, waiting to get this thing?
Yeah, I heard it was real big in the LGBTQ community.
Wow. I don't know.
That's what they say.
The only thing I don't know. The only thing I'll say about it is this, right? Theoretically, in the collector world, in a few years, that thing is probably going to be worth a lot of dough. It's probably going to be worth a lot of dough if you had whatever.
Did you get one?
First edition was. I didn't, but I'm gonna be honest. I considered it.
You did? You was gonna stand in line and get a LeBron doll?
No. I probably would have tried to order it, but I didn't.
You would have ordered a LeBron doll?
I didn't. You didn't let me. I didn't. But I did consider it though, because I was.
How would you explain it? How would you explain it?
I would have looked at it like, yo, this is money down the road. I would have just stuck it in a closet somewhere and been like, yo, this is money down the road. Like
all money ain't good money.
That's fair. Okay, my bad. Chief Sid Bubba says it's not a doll, it's an action figure. Okay, it's an action figure.
There's no such thing.
There is such thing. G.I. Joe is an action figure.
That's G.I. Joe. That's combat veteran. That's a combat warrior.
Agreed.
That's a combat warrior. It's different.
G.I. Joe out here killing.
Yeah. The flopping LeBron Barbie doll. You would have got the flopping LeBron Barbie doll. Oh, it's crazy.
I just said I considered it.
How do you explain it?
I didn't do it.
Now we got the injured LeBron after the loss.
Did I send you the picture of that?
No.
Man, they got one. I think it's got a cast on the leg and it's falling.
Hey yo,
some crutches in the package. Internet is undefeated, man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, but so LeBron was recently, again, he was on Mind the Game podcast, and this is very shortly following their expulsion, the Lakers' expulsion from the playoffs at the hands of the young T-Wolves. So he had some interesting things to say, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. So you already know it became a topic. So let's get it. Let's hear what he had to say.
First, how's the knee?
Oh man, this is my first in my 22-year career. This is my first knee injury.
Right.
I've had, the regular tendonitis and the patella, all that stuff, but this is the first time I've ever had a sustained knee injury where I had to okay, you got to get off your feet. You got to kind of be shelved for a minute. And, I knew as soon as when the impact happened with me and DiVincenzo, I felt it right away. My knee locked up, and that's why I stayed on the ground for quite a minute to see, if the knee will kind of release a little bit.
So he can't convince me he stayed on the ground for a minute because of the knee, because we've seen this dude stay on the ground for a minute because somebody sneezed on him. Every time he goes down, he's laying there looking like he got shot. And we recently saw the clip where he's peeking out under his hand to see, what the official is saying and if he's going to get a call and all that. Man, this dude is so I don't even know what to say. So let me say this. I do know one thing. I don't,
Attention whore.
Yeah, he really is. I'll say I can't say for sure whether the man was hurt or not, but we do have some information that makes it iffy. So let's continue, and I'm gonna stop it and tell you where.
But I knew right then and there was a pain that I hadn't felt before. And I think obviously when I was running back to close out and he collided to me, my knee bent inward, and that's the MCL injury that I had. So, 4 to 6 weeks, the docs told me. I have 4 or 6 weeks now. That's the benefit. That's the benefit of not going on in the postseason. Obviously, I wish I was still going, but unfortunately, even if we would have won games, at 5 at home, I would have probably missed 6 and 7, and even further. But, I have some time, though. I have some time to get it right and, and get back to full strength as far as my knee.
That's
but
good.
it was a pain that next morning, man, after I had told the docs, I was like, listen, it's sore right now. Yes. And, this is Wednesday night after the game. And I said, if I wake up Thursday morning and it didn't feel any better, then, Friday morning, let's get an MRI Friday morning. Well, when I woke up Thursday morning and tried to get out of bed, I was like, holy shit. And I called Doc right away. I said, I can't wait till Friday. I need to go today.
How does
So before we let Steve Nash continue, so you heard what he said about him getting injured. He never felt the pain like that. We saw after going into the post game, I guess, after the game where they got knocked out, we saw him limping in the hallway in the back, right? Okay, cool. All right, fine. I'm gonna leave that alone. But did you hear the report that LeBron James was out partying at the club the same night they got eliminated until 4 a.m? Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that one. That's wild.
Man. Yeah. So you're injured and you're limping and you got MCL.
Are you saying that he would fake an injury?
That I didn't say that. I'm just saying for people who aren't the biggest fans of LeBron, this stuff looks funny. For instance, like after they lost the finals and all of a sudden he comes in with the cast on his hand, this stuff looks funny. For instance, all the egregious flopping that we've done, that he's done, this stuff looks funny. I mean, I think it's just interesting. Matter of fact, let's check that again real quick. Because I always have this on deck. I mean, how can we trust anything this guy says about injuries? How can we trust anything this guy says about anything that happens in games? Like, in all seriousness, people go, "Oh, you a hater? You a
sniper?
Hater. Look at that, right? Right. I'm hating on that. Look at this guy. Look,
sniper.
My man fell
hey,
out.
Bro, you terrible, man. Yo.
Terrible.
Sniper.
Terrible. But you got the nerve to call yourself the GOAT, and so do your lame fans. Like, come on, man. Now watch this. He got up, he walked away, he looks, I'm not getting enough attention. Like, come on, man. This guy is insane. Nowhere near. He allegedly got poked in the eye. Now watch this. He winks at the camera. The guy is sickening. Absolutely sickening. But I'm a hater because I point this stuff out, right? So anyway, I say it to say this guy is so disingenuous. He's been caught lying, faking, and flopping so many times. It's really hard to believe anything that he says. So you have the knee injury. You wake up the morning after, say, "Oh, it hurts terrible. I can't wait till Friday. I gotta do it now." Why were you in the club all night then, instead of being at home? Either heating or icing. I guess I don't know if you ice with ligaments or you heat, but the point is, instead of doing whatever you needed to do, right? Because he's gonna have top flight, medical. Why weren't you at home doing that? First of all, you just got eliminated from the playoffs. You think Mike or Kobe is in the club the night after they get eliminated from the playoffs? Kobe would probably turn around and go right back in the gym and shoot some more. But I guess that's what separates those guys from this guy. Go ahead, man.
I don't have nothing to say about this topic at all anymore. I'm sorry, bro. Like I could sit here and deep dive on why this dude was at the club. Maybe he had to drink his sorrow away. Maybe that was the whole plan. Like, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they like, I saw, but at the same time, like we can't really like say all these things are true. I've seen, I've received all types of different information where they said Luca was going to get traded back to Dallas. It's just it's just stuff to make this dude stay relevant and in the information environment, and it's good. I mean, it's cool, but goddamn it, bro, like
okay, there you go. Ice on joints, heat on muscle. Yes, that's
he need to be able to sit home just like everybody else that lost and actually sit. You know what I mean? Like, stay away from your podcast because you will lose at this point. You lost. Well, not lose. I shouldn't say that. But
no, I get it.
You lost. Like, why are you in the media? No,
because he
man.
can be.
Like,
Because he can be.
it's not about you anymore, though. It's not. It's not. And those two dudes that set the bench so he could play, they still thriving right now.
That's right.
The bench brothers from the Olympics.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, they thriving right now. They still in the league. They still doing it, but some kind of way, you know, Rich Paul kicked it off. Oh, we ain't have enough. That's what a GM would say, not an agent. Why are we listening to your agent? Why is your agent? What the hell's going on here, man? Like,
agent doing
why
his
we
job.
hear more from the agent than we do the GM? Like, that's a GM conversation.
Yeah. The agent is doing his job, man. That's why. But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, let's continue.
Kind of these like media narratives enter your frame of mind at this time of year. Like, for example, because it's the Lakers, because it's you and Luka, it's like it's all about how did the Lakers lose this series? Really, what happened here is Minnesota's a hell of a team and they won the series. Like, how do you deal with some of that when you try to process?
Yeah. For me, I've definitely learned over the years that teams win championships, and you know, it's never always teams always win championships, and yes, individuals get a lot of the accolades and the praise, but a collective group, you know, wins championships. Now, you know, you have your big guys that make big plays at the end of games, throughout the game, or whatever the case may be, but ultimately, you know, teams win championships, and I understand that, and it's never just about me and Luka.
So teams absolutely win championships, and I totally get that, G. I do. But why is it that we only hear about teams when LeBron's teams lose? When LeBron's teams win, we don't really hear much about team, do we? But when they lose, it's always got to deflect the blame from me, right? I don't exactly. Thank you. Exactly, Laker Nation. Exactly. And what about 2020? I want my damn respect too. Remember that? I know we remember that when he won his chip in the bubble. Man, like, come on, man. Huh?
He's an agent player now. Aging player, and he needs to amplify teams win games so that he can make sure that he has enough superstars around him to get to that next level. He can take the credit for it.
Oh my gosh.
But it's just it is what it is, man. Like, I'm really tired of LeBron, man.
Yeah, I think many of us are, man, honestly.
Yeah, I'm really tired of him, man. Like, I think it's time that the NBA do turn the page. I mean, he's over 40 and still playing.
They can't until he decides to go, though. That's the problem. Like, you can't not promote LeBron. You can't.
Yeah, so you can't, but you can get bumped first round, though. Like, this is LeBron when he played with the Wizards. I mean, when Mike played with the Wizards.
Yeah.
So
this is interesting. Yeah, this is interesting. What I wanted to kind of juxtapose, this is a really, really short clip from Tatum, was we saw how horribly he played in games 1 and 2, right? Of this series. And we also hear that when LeBron loses, a lack of accountability. Now juxtapose that to what Tatum had to say when the Celtics were losing in games 1 and 2 of this series.
You know, I take full ownership on the way that I've played in this series. And, you know, can't sugarcoat anything. I need to be better.
So we heard that, right? When have we ever heard LeBron talk like that, honestly? And I'm not saying Tatum is as good as LeBron. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, for you being as great as you are and you being LeBron, you know, in many situations losing, and for instance, probably his greatest failure, the 2011 finals, and he blamed that on the quote unquote minimums, right?
Yo, if LeBron was in the East, the Celtics wouldn't win.
Wouldn't?
No, they wouldn't.
Depends on who, you know, what roster LeBron had, but not the point. The point is, no, the point is, when have we heard LeBron, you know, sit back and take accountability the way Tatum just did? You know, we don't.
Breaks my heart.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I like the fact that he didn't call Kobe name, even though the media said he did. been some misinformation about that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like the fact that he owned up to it. Like, you know what, man. Honestly, that's the making of a really, really good player, man. Like, you know.
I think Tatum must have heard us because I haven't heard him mention Kobe like for a while. So thank goodness.
Yes. I think
yes.
Kobe probably slapped the shit out of him in his dream
real.
or something.
I know, right? Stop calling my name unless you're gonna rep it right. Right. No, absolutely. No. All right, y'all. So those are our two topics, man. Rich Paul and then LeBron and his recent comments. So I guess we could kind of tie those together, but you know what time it is, man. I'm gonna open the phone lines. I'm gonna take 3 calls, y'all. 3 calls, 5 minutes max. 5 minutes max, 3 calls. Let's go. You know the number. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. I want your thoughts on LeBron and Rich Paul's latest foolishness. Let's go.
Man, this is a really good game, man.
Yeah, it is. Chief, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. You know, as the LeBron fan, along with Bruce and Young Disciple, I'm gonna have to speak up for my boy.
Okay, it's cool.
LeBron James, I always tell you, he's the most calculated, slick person in the world. Yes. I told you, he's Darth Vader and Nino Brown.
He is.
He is the chosen one, and he's Nino. If you don't do right by him, he'll find a way to get rid of you, and he'll be passive aggressive about it.
By me.
So this is what I'm thinking. What LeBron James is doing now is planting seeds for the future.
Talk to me.
So when I tell you, like what I did with Stephen A., it was never about Stephen A.
Right.
So when he says something, being how long I watched LeBron over these 20 years, well, it ain't that, but he's really gonna do this. I pretty much got a good read on it.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff he doing, I think he got hurt during the game, but was he hurt as he said he was? Come on, man, this is the guy that could roll over, who could sprain an ankle, jump up, roll over. I didn't say that. D-Wade said it.
In fairness, we get that he's 40. We get that. 40. You know, you don't have the same bounce back at that age. I get it.
But the problem is certain stuff you just don't have to say if it was me.
There you go.
You don't even have to comment, hey, I lost. It was that. You don't have to come up with nothing. Your best bet is just not to say anything at all.
Right.
If it was me.
Right.
But this is what he does. He says those things because he knows it's going to spark interest, and he knows he's polarizing. So he does a lot of it, I think, on purpose, and it's calculated. He's the most calculated cat I ever seen. I watched that man for 20 some odd years. When you say what has he done for the NBA, this man has given us 20 years of entertainment. Content. So he gonna do something, good or bad, to get you to talk. And that's what he does.
Right.
He's the master of it. So I think once he's gone out of this realm, I think he's going to be back maybe in an ownership to try to get a team in Vegas.
I think he's definitely going to try to be involved in that.
I think so.
Yeah, and I do believe that if he becomes an owner, he will be the Jerry Jones of the NBA. Remember, the Format Podcast said that. It's always going to be, look at me, me, look at me, look what I'm doing, me.
Yeah. So I think those were his next moves. So, but I'd say when the Lakers lost, a lot was on him, but then again, the expectations couldn't be on a 40-year-old. And that was something that G said. You can't have your 40-year-old playing defense.
That's right.
And you can't play the game without a center. But LeBron has to point the finger at himself for being a GM and hiring JJ for JJ to be arrogant to do that. So he has to take. Well, go ahead.
Quick note, Chief, as you said, JJ, I totally forgot about this. This is the first time in all of his NBA career we've heard him defend a coach after they've lost. He defended JJ Redick. We've never seen that before.
No, Ant got 8 points, 3 for 12 shooting. He's still hurt.
Yeah, but but you got to think though. I don't think LeBron. He might have had trouble, if I can remember, out of really one coach. The rest of them, I don't think he got fired. But it was David Blatt. Yeah, David Blatt had to go. Ty Lue was just better than David Blatt.
He got Mike Brown fired too, right?
Nah.
So
D?
they
nah,
no.
He left.
He didn't leave. The Cavs fired him in hopes that he would keep LeBron. In hopes that it would keep LeBron.
But with the LeBron, okay, the Cavs made that decision. LeBron, no.
Yeah,
LeBron is pretty slick. Now this is what he gonna do.
He got Ham fired and Vogel fired too.
I think he got. Well, I don't think Vogel shouldn't have got fired, but I think Gene and him. If somebody gonna get him fired, it ain't gonna be him, and he know how to keep his. He know how he's slick enough to keep his name out the mix to say, "Hey, I got him fired."
Of course,
he ain't gonna do that. Now, except for David Blatt. Now look, you disrespect your coach in front of the game and said, "No, we gonna call this, that, and other." That was flat out, yeah. The other one, nah. He might have had something. It probably was under closed doors and it was probably under wraps. But you're not gonna find it on him. LeBron,
JJ gonna get fired.
Right.
I hate to say it. JJ gonna get fired
right after LeBron's done. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No, he gonna get fired. He gonna get fired.
You think he gets fired next year?
Yeah, he definitely gets fired.
All right, we'll find out.
But see, this is what I'm hoping for the Lakers. If LeBron want to maintain a good legacy, he's gonna have to take a pay cut, and they're gonna have to get somebody relevant for that mid-level exception in order for them to win. If he wants his legacy to be about winning.
But it's never been about winning. We know that. It's about stats. Oh gosh. Yikes.
I don't know. Because you gotta think. He did win.
Right. Ed just went right down the lane. That was nasty. But no, he did win, but his legacy.
There's nothing wrong with his leg. I take that back.
His legacy is about stats, Chief. But listen, I'm gonna let you go, man. Right. I think Steve was trying to get in here, so we'll take that call and then we'll move to the final topic, man.
All right, I'm gonna do the Wakanda cross arms for my king, Steve.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Steve, go ahead, call us back, man. Call us back. Man, this Golden State Minnesota game is tight.
Yeah, it is good, man. I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, same. Steve, what's going on, man?
What up, fellas?
Doing all right.
I won't take too long. I thought you probably won't let me go on this one. Rich Paul sounds like a woman, dude. He sounds like a woman.
And why is that,
hearing
Steve?
Him talk, he contradicts himself as he speaks. It's ridiculous. It's all emotionally based. There's no logic behind it. He just prattles on and tries to word salad some nonsense bullshit. Sorry. He tries to word salad some nonsense bull smack just to come up with something that the bronze sexuals can soak up and then, the roster wasn't good enough. This is the same cat that was calling other teams, telling them not to draft Bronny.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go out on public air and talk about how the roster wasn't good enough.
Correct.
When you pretty much held up a roster spot so that your guy's kid could get drafted so they could play daddy daycare. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And then I'll double down on this. You have one of the most prestigious, historic, professional organizations in history, in sports history. And what do you do to crash and burn it? Give the keys to a woman. Shame on Jeannie Buss. If I was a Lakers fan, which I'm not, but if I was a Lakers fan, I'd be in absolute disgust. Letting this circus go on in that organization, letting these guys go on their little private podcast and airing out all the laundry that something's wrong with the organization. That's crazy. That is crazy. What other guy gets to go out in public, or his agent gets to go out in public on podcasts or interviews and talk about what's wrong with the organization, with the roster and this and that? It's absolutely insane when that entire roster bends at the knee for whatever LeBron wants. Rich Paul sound like a woman. What's up?
They knew what it was when they grabbed him and they brought him in. They had to know that was coming, but I think that the modern Lakers, unfortunately, are more concerned about the show than they are about winning. But we'll see what we got going forward, man.
The Showtime Lakers.
I'm not even a Lakers fan. I feel bad for Laker Nation.
Yeah,
I feel bad for
the Showtime Lakers, bro.
Care about the organization.
Yep.
More like the Cowboys.
We're gonna let you go, man, and we're gonna hit this last topic, man.
All right, brothers. You guys
right,
have
thanks
a
for
good
the
night.
call,
I'll
man.
be in the chat.
All right, Steve.
All right, man.
Good call from Steve. Steve be going hard. Pause. He definitely bring the heat when he come in. All right. Last one, y'all. Last topic, and then we will get out of here, and you guys can have a good night, and then enjoy your Mother's Day tomorrow. We won't be on tomorrow, but and who knows? Maybe I'll do something tomorrow night. I don't even know. But anyway, not the point. So, Draymond Green, man, I don't even know. All right, let's take this call real quick.
Oh, hold on, real quick.
What's up, Bruce? What's up?
Hold up, y'all. Hello.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Real quick, I ain't gonna hold y'all up, man. Hey, man, let me talk about my king, man. My king hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! What you say? He trolling? Ain't no motherfucking way.
He not. He's not.
Ain't no motherfucking bro. Nah, yo, man. Nah, man. We grew up in the same era. Ain't no way.
No, seriously though. So on the real,
ain't no motherfucking way, Bruce. Yo, you bullshit, yo. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way. Not at the watching Mike. Come on, yo.
It's a lot of real talk, G. It's a lot. There's a lot of dudes like that. That's why I'm always astounded when I hear like grown men talk the way they do about LeBron. I'm like, you should know better. You came up in an era where you saw what it really was. You shouldn't be talking like this. But it's the can I be down?
Bruce, give my brother. Give LeBron the benefit of the doubt. The man hurt. The man he hurt.
No, I'm not gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. You know why?
What?
No. You know why? It's not so much that I don't want to believe him. Besides all the faking and flopping and all that, and the cast after he lost the finals and all, it's not even all that. It's that the reports are that he was in the club till 4:00 in the morning.
So that's reports. Do you got proof?
The reports are there.
Ain't no damn reports. I ain't hearing nothing about none of LeBron being in. That's lies.
Okay, I know. I know.
And listen, I agree with Rich Paul. I'm part of the clutch.
You do. I know you are.
Yeah, they didn't have enough, brother. Mm-hmm. They didn't have a big man, brother.
So
they got the inside, bro.
So where was all that when we were hearing all the Lakers gonna go to the conference finals? We could see Los Angeles coming out of the West and all. Where was all that then? Well, but when they lost, all of a sudden it's they didn't have enough, man. Nah. You don't get that.
Sports talk, brother.
No.
Come on, man. They didn't have enough. That's why they want to try to get the guys from Charlotte, and the physical failed, brother.
Cool. So let me ask you this, Bruce. Let me ask you this. How is it that LeBron didn't have enough in his 20s? He didn't have enough in his 30s. He didn't have enough in his 40s. Every time he loses, he does not have enough. Can you explain to me why that is? For the guy who's supposed to be the king and the GOAT?
That's everybody's story, though. Everybody, a lot of teams that lost, they can look at their team, their roster, and say, "Oh, I didn't have enough." But are they going to say that? Is the thing. I think that's the part that like changes the dynamic of like your legacy. Like I never heard anybody. Well, maybe people just make those moves in the background. They don't make excuses for why they lose and shit. Oh, I was hurt. Oh, I ain't have enough players. Oh, I'm getting older. I'm 40 now. Things are different. Oh, we got Luka, and Luka ain't play no fucking defense. That's why y'all lost. He didn't play no goddamn defense.
But we didn't know that all the time when everybody was talking, LeBron and Luka, when they went on that streak and all that. LeBron and Luka, they coming out.
Luka don't play no defense. Playoff Luka don't play no defense, bro. That's what the narrative should be. Playoff Luka don't play no defense. And when they moved him,
that's exactly what they said.
Jason Kidd, a mastermind.
Yeah.
Well, during that little run,
you don't get no beer. You can't drink no beer until you play defense. But my bad, bro. I let you get your time, Bruce. My bad.
Well, he was hurt. I mean, they was rolling before LeBron got hurt. But anyway, it's Luka's fault that they lost. It's not LeBron's fault. LeBron was number one. He was number one in defensive shares. He was playing lockdown D, man. Come on, man. Get a king some credit at 40.
Who?
LeBron. Not Luka,
You talking
LeBron,
about LeBron?
bro.
Oh, yeah. But you know how that is, though, Bruce. Like, yeah, okay, all right. LeBron 40 years old, bro. He gonna play some level of defense, but at the same time, it isn't gonna be enough to sustain the NBA playoffs. Remember, you just put 82 games on this man, and now you put him in the playoffs at 40 years old. He's not gonna get out the first round. He's not gonna get out the first round. If he get out the first round, he's not gonna get out the second round. We will never see a 40-year-old star that is, prime 30 shots a game, like running the offense, doing the things that Bron used to do in the finals. It's never gonna happen. You just sit down.
Hey, I'm blaming Luka for the failure of the first round. LeBron has no part in it. None. It was Austin Reeves and Luka's fault. Ball hoggy. And plus, JJ Redick did a horrible job coaching, bro.
JJ, I was about to say, Bruce. Bruce, you about to let the coach off the hook, man. He ain't make no adjustments. Second halves.
Nope. LeBron protected him for the first time in 22 years. He protected the coach.
He deserved to be fired just like all the rest of the goddamn coaches.
No. He protected his coach. No, it's not JJ's fault. No.
It is JJ's fault. He played him 45.
No. LeBron said it's not his fault. LeBron said he did a good job. No.
Of course he's not gonna say it's fault. That's his guy.
No. Can't have that. No, you just finished saying that. You always believe LeBron. You just finished telling us that. So you gotta believe this too.
All right, bro. Hey man, have a good night, bro.
Hey, where you going? Where you going at, Bruce? Come on, bro.
hey, Bruce, hey. Listen. Okay. Ronnie gonna shine next year. Hey, listen.
Oh my God.
You know the fault of the failure of the Lakers is of the upper management. And shout out to Nico Harris. He called it. The president for the Dallas Mavericks. He knew what he was doing. Defense. I know he's laughing. At home right now. Like
I would be.
I told people. I believe if AD was still there, they had a better chance, bro. Seriously.
They would have had a better chance, bro. Like, I don't know we want to believe that, but they both would have been hurt.
It's true because Gobert wouldn't have been able to go off that way.
They both would have been hurt on the sideline.
Damn. Wow.
They both would have been hurt.
You know, this is LeBron's last year, possibly, man. Just bow out gracefully to the king, bro. And it's almost over, Bruce. We all got LeBron fatigue. It's going to be okay, brother.
Yeah, I'm a donut.
But let's Bruce, I'm gonna let you go, man. I gotta hit this last topic, man. All right, brother.
All right.
Thanks for the call. Bruce, crazy, man. All right, Edward, we not even yo, man. I swear, Michael Jordan lived rent free in your LeBron sexual brains, man. Good God. Laker Nation, what up? Let's make it quick, man. We hit this last topic.
That's.
Hello.
Yeah, what you got, man?
Did I hear what I thought I heard?
What you talking about?
That is everybody's fault that the Lakers is out but LeBron?
Yes. That's what you heard.
So you already heard my rant on my show.
I rather enjoyed it.
Did I make excuses or did I blame everybody?
No, because you are a real Lakers fan. That's why.
So I'm gonna be honest. With y'all. Don't nobody care about the Lakers, man. We watching the game that's going on right now, man. You guys need to retool, fire your coach, move fucking LeBron out the way, man, and get a base players, man. Just get base players and then add your stars to it.
Wow. Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
Anyway,
man, y'all lost, yo. And I called it. So I get to say this shit, Laker Nation. I get to say this shit, Laker Nation. I get to say this shit, Laker Nation, because I called it. I said you guys was going to fucking lose in the first round.
I didn't, like I said, Bruce, I didn't make any excuses. I blamed everybody. And Bron is included. You throw that 40-year-old motherfucker out there. He's responsible for the loss too.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So ain't no damn excuse. He didn't show up in the fourth quarters in 3 of the damn 4 games. His fault too. It's not just Luka. It's not just all. They like to do that bullshit. Blame everybody else. I'm like, oh no, no. Everybody at the motherfucking fault.
That's
big talk. That's big talk.
Now I'm gonna do that until that old motherfucker move the fuck on and out the path.
Damn.
That nigga need to get the fuck on out of the Lakers uniform and go do something else. We're not gonna win another chip until he go. I don't care how much they glaze. Y'all want to glaze and say it's so. It's not gonna happen. So stop all the bullshit. Stop calling on here telling me, oh my God, it's not Brown's fault. It's Luka didn't play defense and they traded AD and Nico was right. Man, call that bullshit out, man. Y'all already knew what it was when the team was put together. You knew the nigga wasn't gonna play no defense. You knew the motherfuckers had no size. You knew they wasn't going nowhere. So stop crying about it.
Damn.
I got him started. You see that, Bruce? I got him started, Bruce.
I don't know why you did that, man. I don't know why.
I got him started, bro. Hey, Laker Nation, man, we're a really, really good call, man. I think you hit it right on the nose. You said all the things that I was saying. Just as a Lakers fan, and we need more truth like that. You know, Bruce called in, and he said we're gonna get this man his props. I think he was trolling though. I think Bruce was trolling.
I don't think so.
No. I think he was trolling.
These people, they're different, man.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the Lakers though, man. Like picking that motherfucking dirtbag up. Like, but they was happy though, when they won the chip.
Yeah.
They was happy. Yeah.
Yeah. And the midseason tournament, right? The in-season tournament.
The midseason, the COVID chip.
COVID chip.
Everybody was getting sick. They always getting sick in that bubble.
Yeah. All right, Edward, go ahead, call in real quick. That's the last one. Edward only. Give us a call.
Yo, where Laker Nation going? He gone?
I guess he dropped the call. I ain't hang up on him.
All right. Wow.
There goes Edward.
Bruce, what's going on?
All right, Edward, what's up, man?
What's up? What's popping, Kermit?
What's going on, man?
What's popping, Kermit?
Who?
Bro, okay then, bro.
You said Kermit? Poppin'? That's what you said?
Kermit, bro. You know when Cam pulled up next to the
Kermit, yeah.
Oh my God,
Kermit the frog looking mother. That's what I thought you said, man.
I guess
call me no Kermit, man. Get out of here, man.
Man, I guess you used to me saying I put the toots in the
in the thing.
Hey man, what's going on, G? Let me go ahead and speak, man. Man, so Bruce. What do you think? How did it go? I missed a lot, bro. I just want to hear your input, man. What you think?
About what?
Game 3.
Oh, I think that Boston is they're the best road team in the league, and they played like it today. And they did not let the Knicks off the hook when they got the big lead on them. So I'm good with that.
Okay,
that's a good ass game.
It is.
No, hold up. When I said it a couple of days ago, you fried me. You said I don't want to hear that. I just want to hear about bring me banners and chip.
Yeah, bring me a chip.
Okay, then.
That's right.
Okay, but look what you just said though. You the best road. I said that on your show last time. You said I don't want to hear that. E. I don't want to hear that.
No. What I was saying when I say I don't want to hear that, I don't want to hear all your Tatum excuses. I'm talking about the Celtics as a unit. What you're trying to do, you're trying to conflate that with protecting your boy Tatum you're obsessed with. And I'm saying I'm not trying to hear all that. See, you want him to be face of the league and all that, and I don't give two squirt. I don't care nothing about it. All I want him to do is bring me another chip.
Okay, he's gonna do that, but I'm gonna stay quiet.
So.
I'm gonna stay quiet. I just want to hear what you had to say about him, and then that's all. He had a good game, man.
Yeah, it's our game, not no face of the league game.
We won't figure that out till still time.
I'm sure.
It's still time, but yeah, Bruce, I didn't know that though, man. He was 0-14. I just found out about
what does that have to do with anything, man? Rent free.
Hey, he's Herman too.
We're not even talking about anything like that today.
Yo, Bruce, big dog. I got you, big dog. I just want to hear, what you had to say about the first. I missed.
Is it Celtics fans? What they call this? Inner tribe fighting and shit. What's going on here?
Edward's not. He's not a Celtics fan.
Gino, nah, man. Hey, I just want him to, man. Hey, I rock with JT, bro, and then for somebody to say he look like a Ben Simmons. That was mad crazy. That was a couple.
I wasn't that far off though, bro. I wasn't that far
real
off.
far off, man. You still far off.
I wasn't that far off, yo.
Listen,
Like,
just because you're not the face of the league, don't make you Ben Simmons, bro.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's completely.
You know what?
You know.
But I did go back. I did take that back though. I did take it back. Y'all won't let me. Y'all won't let me live. I did take it back on when y'all won the chip. I did take it back. Y'all won't let me live for it. Like
that was vicious. That's why, man. That was hurtful.
It is. Especially he set the bench the whole goddamn Olympics, bro. Like that was
Olympics thing, man.
Ben got more time. Ben Simmons got more time than he did in.
Yeah, playing for Australia.
Done.
Tatum can't play for Australia.
He got a gold medal and he do shit though. At least Tatum, at least Ben Simmons. Listen, at least Ben Simmons. At least he got some playing time. He might not got a chip, but he ain't get like they ain't just give him a goddamn gold medal because he was on the squad. That's the worst kind. I'd rather play and lose than not play at all and win. Like no, I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
What's my thoughts on what happened with him in the Olympics?
Yeah, versus what happened with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons got big time. He ain't started.
Simmons
would you rather play and lose or somebody just hand you a ring and you don't get no burn? It's like a participation award.
He really didn't get no burn on the court with Serbia, but he did play other games though. I mean, I know he had a bad slump shooting. His 3% was not good in the Olympics, so. But at the same time, it's like what Bruce said. Hey, we got LeBron starting. I mean, hey, LeBron came back, and then who else came?
KD.
Steph came, so.
Yeah, I mean, Steph's the best 3-point shooter in the game, and you 6'10", 6'11", shooting threes, whatever he is, shooting threes, and he's not the best player. He's not the best 3-point shooter. So why do we need you?
Well, today he was what? What was he, Bruce? 5 for what was he? 3? Y'all not got him 3s today, didn't you, Bruce?
Edward, man, you letting G push your buttons, man. You don't understand what he's doing, man. I see it.
I'm speaking facts, man. I'm not speaking facts, bro. I understand, y'all blew 2 games.
Yeah, he was 5 of 9 today. He was 5 of 9.
He was 5 of 9. Okay, okay, was that good today? Was that good? 5 for 9.
Edward, don't let G do this.
You're only as good as your last game, sir. And I understand.
Don't let G do this to you, man.
No, you only as good as your last game. I get what you're saying. You're only as good as your last game. And so I'm gonna let him live because game 4 is really important for the Celtics.
Okay, with that being said, so you side with what Brandon Jennings said about him.
Oh no.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that part, but
you know what I'm talking about, though, right, bro?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm gonna go back and look at it though. I am gonna go back and look
call him like the softest superstar.
Well, that's what they said about Tyrese, and Tyrese been balling, man. Like to me, like he don't get enough respect because he was the other half of that bench brother scenario where they didn't have a spot for him down the stretch. It was him and Tatum. But now he balling, yo. Like he could possibly be the face of the league over Tatum if it came down to it.
That's such a hot. Gino, what did he do last game, Gino?
Who?
He only had 3 points. Tyrese Halliburton only had 3 points the last game. That's when Cleveland got all their star players back.
Yeah, Cleveland tough, man. I had Cleveland winning that series just because Spider a monster, man. And if you know how to adjust this game though, like some people don't know how to adjust this game. Their game, they'll miss 15 straight threes and go down and shoot another one instead of going to the rack. I don't understand this shit, but Spider not on. The first thing he doing is to the rack. He going straight to the rack, and I respect him. I respect this game. I'm not going to say too much about Tatum. They got to win today. So they got to win at home. So one more win, you tie the series up.
There you go.
Yep. There you go.
It's 0-0. It's 0-0. This game, I think this game right here is really, really important for the Celtics, man. They really need to blow them out by 30 to assert their dominance after they lost by 20.
I don't think they're gonna blow them out by 30 on this. I don't. We'll see. But anyway, man. I just want to call in, speak my piece. Y'all hit the like and subscribe for my boys. For the pod, man.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that,
man.
bro.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, for sure. Hey, yo, Bruce, Gino, y'all be cool. You be you. You be you.
You be
You hear
you.
me?
He said, "You be you." There it is.
All right, but yeah, Bruce, I didn't know that stat. He was 0-14.
Man, oh
But
my
water,
God, man. We're gonna talk about
water.
this water, man. We talk about this offline. Damn. Edward, he tried to throw that in there and get up out of here quick. That's all right, though. All right.
0 for 14. Who that?
Yeah, he said Michael Jordan's 0 for 14 in his career against Larry Bird. That's
one dog to another, man. There ain't a whole lot of dogs like Larry Bird out here.
Nah, not at all. All right, let's get to this. Let's get to this last one. Draymond Green, man. You know, you don't want to, as a professional, right? You don't want to call names and all that, man. But I feel like Draymond is a clown. I feel like Draymond is a knucklehead. I feel like, man, this dude. I don't know what's wrong with him, right? So obviously, he has a bad rep throughout the league, right? We know what he is. We've watched his career all this time. All you gotta do is YouTube Draymond dirty highlights, and you can get compilations of him being out here dirty, kicking people in the groin, stomping on people's chests, doing all type of nonsense. Snuffed his own teammate for no reason, straight sucker punched him. All this, right? Cool. So, what was it? Was it game 1 or game 2? Game 2, Draymond got the foul against Naz Reid, and so, well, let me just show it to his head for no reason. Like, you really couldn't control that. So, not only that, Draymond is, he's in that position where his own teammates had to his Steph Curry had to come over, try to talk to him, and he's acting up. So where's all this coming from, right? All this is coming from after this game. Well, I guess during the game, Draymond was on the sideline, I think, and one of the Minnesota fans, I guess, used a racial slur towards him, right? And he responded he didn't like it. Cool. And so afterwards, and I'll play the sound for you in a bit, he had the commentary was saying he's tired of being portrayed as an angry black man. Now, let's keep it simple. It's upset and says, I'm tired of being portrayed as an angry black man. I'm like, are you serious? This is the type of stuff that really frustrates me because he's, by saying something like that, when there really is a legitimate case for something, people are going to say, well, they're always calling race, right? And so it's really frustrating. Laker Nation is not passion, bro. It's not passion. This dude is a clown. He does not know how to behave himself and has consistently demonstrated that throughout his career. We just saw, how many times have we seen Steve Kerr and Steph Curry and other teammates have to pull him out of precarious situations? He literally costed his team. He literally cost his team a championship because he don't know how to act. It's constant. It's absurd. So let's do this. First, we're gonna listen to some of the sound, and then we'll come back and talk about it. So first, we're gonna have the sound that Draymond Green himself said about he doesn't like being portrayed as a quote unquote angry black man, and then we're gonna hear some of what Rob Parker, noted award-winning sports writer for over 30 years, had to say about this.
Look like the angry black man. I'm not an angry black man. I'm a very successful, educated black man with a great family, and I'm great at basketball. I'm great at what I do. The agenda to try to keep making me look like an angry black man is crazy. I'm sick of it. It's ridiculous.
So first, again, this dude demonstrates consistently that's exactly what he is, because he cannot control himself. He constantly misbehaves. Like, if you are something, you can't get, you know what? Let's keep it simple. There's an old expression. What does the expression say? Hit dogs holler, right? Hit dogs holler. So you're mad because you're quote unquote portrayed as an angry black man. Stop behaving like one. Stop fitting the stereotype of that, and people won't say that about you. It's absurd. Guess what? You know how old I am? I'm older than Draymond Green. Did you know that? I'm 46 years old. Guess what? I've never been called in my entire life an angry black man. Go figure. Go figure. And I'm older than him. I've been on this earth longer than he has. We got to stop the BS, man. When you fit a certain stereotype, right? You conduct yourself in a certain way. You can't get mad when people stereotype you. But let's go ahead and let's carry on and hear what Rob Parker had to. Oh, my bad, G. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, I'll wait.
No. Go ahead, man. Because this thing was irritating me.
No. I'll wait.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear
some. But I have another view on it, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, you get 6 fouls just like everybody else, right? And sometimes when people do get hit, they oversell a foul. That what he did to him should not have knocked him to the ground. If he was a 6'8" grown ass man, he wasn't supposed to fall to the ground because Draymond do this bullshit. But we got to take that in consideration. A lot of now the punching in the face is different. They may have open beef that nobody knew about, but in this particular instance, it's just a message next to a foul. It was a foul. It was a loophole that he found. I don't believe that it was just like as bad as the media is portraying it. This is a softer league. Now they playing a little more physical. And Nas Reed came back and did the same fucking thing to him. That's what I would have did.
And we're gonna get to that as well. But I agree. Yeah. I agree. But yeah, I mean, if you look at it though, it wasn't just like a flailing hand. Like he actually caught him with a hammer fist on the side of his head. So I'm
I would have hammer fist his ass back, bro. Like
agreed.
These five. That's why they give everybody 6 fouls. You get 6 fouls. What you choose to do with them is on you. If you want to bail yourself out, on plays and do these touch fouls, or are you really gonna like get your lick back? I mean, that's just typical. That's just basketball, man. Like it's physical, bro. Like somebody crack you. You got to crack them back, bro. Like this soft shit. Like
no, my issue is not that. My issue is more so. First of all, like the rules are where they are right now, right? Is it soft? Yes, but the rules are where they are right now. And this dude consistently doing nonsense, but then gets mad when he gets labeled. I don't like when people fit a label and then they get mad when they get that label put on them. You behave.
I don't know what all the people said. I don't know what the people said for him to feel like he need to go to, right? Because apparently it was a lot of fans talking to him, right? It was a lot of fans talking to him, and that there is that. Oh yeah, you're an angry black man. No, that's basketball. I can crack you to see where your heart at. If you don't crack me back, right? That means you know what? Like you soft. So yeah. I'm gonna pop your ass. Matter of fact, I'm gonna elbow you in your temple. That's what I'm gonna do. Like I'm like, oh, all right, no, we good. Let's play. So sometimes you see it in football too, right? And hockey. Like hockey, they go fisticuffs. Yeah. Ain't nobody calling them soft or angry or no shit like that. Like this is basketball. It's a physical sport, but the league has made it softer.
No doubt. And we're going to get to that. Definitely. There's actually some commentary in there about that.
I'll let you cook. No,
it's all good.
That's my 2 cents though, bro. Like
I'm not disagreeing with you, G.
He got 2 hands just like he got 2 hands, bro.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. So Bruce says, stop it. How much you talk about the league and the game not being tough. True indeed. Laker Nation says we say the game is league. We say the league is soft, yet we have a guy that brings toughness in the game. You complain at how he's doing it at the same time, praise the 90s because they did the same thing almost every game. No, see, what y'all are doing is y'all are conflating my position. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not complaining about Draymond being physical. I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is the rules are where they are in this current era, right? My bigger issue is him complaining about the angry black man moniker when he behaves in a way that fits that stereotype. That's my issue. I don't have an issue with him being physical. But my other issue is, and you're going to hear this, matter of fact, I'll tell you in a second. So I'm going to start playing the clip, and then we'll go from there.
You know what, Draymond, please save it. I'm serious. To take that tack when you swung and hit somebody across the head again, and this is what you've been doing. That's like to put make you feel guilty. I ain't do nothing wrong. Y'all just doing this because I'm black, whatever. Are you the one who sucker punched your teammate? Are you the guy who stepped on another player's chest and stepped on someone's scrotum? I mean, what are we talking about? And I'm going to make this very clear.
Okay.
I'm not going to put the blame on Steve Kerr and Steph Curry, even though they're enablers. They're enablers because it benefits them. Let him do all this bad stuff, and we benefit. We can still win and get in people's heads and get guys thrown out, and right?
Right.
Draymond ain't putting up no points. He's an important part of that team, but you know what I mean?
Right.
All right, so they're enablers. Remember, he sucker punched a teammate, didn't even get suspended. And I'm not even going to blame Draymond Green. This is what you want to be. This is where you think, this is where your name and your image and what you want to be long term, and you're getting away with it because your team has won 4 championships. Because if they didn't, he wouldn't be getting away with this same thing. People would look at him totally different.
For sure.
I know everybody, he's going to go to Hall of Fame because they won 4 championships and all that. He should go to the Goon Hall of Fame. And if there isn't one, I'll start it. He'll be the first one. Unanimous. The Goon Hall of Fame. He'll go in before hockey players. This is absolutely ridiculous. And then to have a clutch and try to use, you're trying to paint me as an angry black man. Please. But I'm blaming the players of the NBA.
So this is what I really like. This right here. Check this out. He's blaming the players of the NBA.
I'm pointing to all of you. You are the reason that Draymond Green continues to do what he does, which is to not play basketball, which is trying to hurt people, maim people, whatever you want to do, stepping on people, knocking up people upside the head, sucker punching people. There's no room for that in professional basketball. Are you serious? This ain't no hard foul or basketball play, Kelvin.
Yeah.
He lost the ball, and let me just swing up beside the guy's head. For extra. It's always extra. But I blame the players to allow him to do this over and over and over. Why hasn't someone stopped him? And I'm dead serious. When he's attacked another player, the whole team should go and confront Draymond and push him down or whatever it is and tell him, don't do that to our guys. We will not accept it. The other players, I can't believe it's gone on for how many years? 15 years? 14 years? Really? Where are the guys? I wish there was a Charles Oakley or an Anthony Mason or the Davis brothers in the NBA. Everybody's soft and friendly.
Yeah, he kept it a buck right there. So I love what he said at the end. Part of that, right? See, Draymond, and this is something I actually told Bruce. Draymond ain't tough. Draymond's a bully. He only tough in this weak league. He's not tough. Because if he played in that league, there's no way he's acting like that. Hell nah. No. He is not tough, no kind of way. Because think about it, right? When does he really get tough with somebody that could really go back at him? When has he ever? He hasn't, right? When has he ever?
I think Draymond is what the league needs right now. We need more players like that. You say how?
Yeah.
You asking me how? Everybody gets 6 fouls, bro. Everybody gets 6 fouls. This is psychological warfare. And the first thing you do is you gain dominance early.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing you do, establish dominance early. Mm-hmm. This is just Draymond establishing dominance.
Okay.
On Nas Reed, he filling them. Not filling them out. That's crazy. He's testing his heart. I'll say that he's testing his heart because he could have easily just like took the hit, went down, and gave him his own shit. Right? He could have easily did that shit. Easily. We seen Rudy Gobert get choked out, and what did he do? He cowered. So he testing if he a coward or not. That's big man basketball, bro. Like that happens. Shaq will elbow a motherfucker in the back of their head. Right? He call it fried chicken or some shit like that. Like he take a couple of these, and then next thing you know, right? Yeah, he barbecue chicken. He can't take all these elbows to the head and the body. Like,
but when Shaq was doing that, right? That's 20 years ago. And listen, I'm not saying the game cannot benefit from physicality. Y'all are completely missing the point of what I'm saying in terms of this Draymond piece. I'm not totally averse to his physicality. What I am saying, he's not tough like he tries to portray he's tough. That's okay. One. And then two, my bigger issue is you don't get to act like this and get mad. Oh, I'm tired of being portrayed as an angry black man. Shut the hell up. You're angry. You out here constantly screaming at refs every game because anytime somebody call a foul on you, your teammates always got to hold you back. Steph always got to try to control you. You think about this, right? KD would have been. Who knows how long he would have been there? If
Rasheed Wallace was probably like
my man.
One of the most tech players. So all right, in the era. So to Draymond's, like the league is set up a certain way, right? He get 2 more techs than he disqualified for a game. I guarantee he won't get those 2 techs, right? He gonna do everything to stay in the game, right? But he has that buffer there to whereas he has another tech that he can give. That's psychological warfare. You look at the game now, it's 74-69 fucking Golden State on my screen. 74-69 Golden State. You can't tell me that it's not a psychological game because one of their best players is out. And this is a physical game that's going on right now. The angry black man narrative or message is just added cake. Like, we don't know what he's hearing. We don't know the death threats that he's getting, the DMs that he's getting for him to come to these press conferences and say the things that he's saying. We don't know that. We really don't. Like, he might be getting death threats because of this shit. You know how fans are.
One, that's an assumption. We don't know that because you don't think that if Draymond was getting death threats that he wouldn't tell us. He'd tell us. He got his own podcast. He's in the media. He'd tell us.
So the fact that he is telling us that shit weighs some value to what he's saying. Like, he has his own podcast, so he can put his own narrative out there. He has his own voice, and I'm sure he don't have something to say. But the league is set up in a way where you have 6 fouls as a player, and you can only get so many technical fouls. And he's not doing nothing new that hasn't been done before in the game of basketball.
I'm not saying that. I think you're missing my point. I'm not complaining about what Draymond does. I don't have issue with that. Like I said, 2 things. I don't think he's really tough. I don't believe he's really tough. He's tough in this league. He wouldn't be tough in that league we grew up on. You think he's acting like this with Oak or Mace? All them dudes that the Davis boys, all them dudes Rob Parker named? You really think he's trying to be tough with them guys? Get out of here, man.
I think that has everything to do with this league right now.
Yes.
And writing this shit. Like, you're going to have these type of players in the league, but we haven't seen this type of player has been pushed out of the league since Malice in the Palace. This type of player has been kicked out of the league, the ones who's outspoken and say the things that they really want to say. This type of player is outspoken. He say what he feel.
What was that?
He say what
outspoken.
It has everything to say. Like, you don't. It's not just shut up and dribble, bro. Like, you can't just tell a person to shut up and dribble and not feel no type of way. You can't tell him that. He feel like somebody saying he's an angry black man, and he's speaking on it. He got that right.
But G, he can speak on what he wants to. But guess what? Guess what, G? Guess what? He's an angry black man. We got tons and tons and tons of footage on it.
Just because he touching motherfuckers,
angry.
Just because he touching motherfuckers don't make him an angry black man.
I'm not just talking about that. All right.
You know what I mean? But no. But the thing that I'm saying is, just because he touching motherfuckers don't make him an angry black man. But if people paint him out that way, and he's saying it, then I'm not an angry black man. I'm not an angry black man.
If you're consistently behaving in a fashion that demonstrates that you fit that criteria, yeah, that's what you
physical. He just been physical, bro. He gets 6 fouls and 2 technicals like everybody else. He's just choosing to use his.
But you just, you got it. You got it.
What did I say? I'm saying the same thing. He got 6 fouls. He got 2 techs. He's just choosing to use his.
We not just talk about the fouls though. We talk about how this dude moves though, right? That's why I made a specific point. Think about it, right? It's not just physical in the heat of the game. He's getting physical, right? We see Steph Curry having to hold him back. We see him screaming on the ref. We see Jimmy Butler, a guy who's not known for having the best temperament. Jimmy Butler having to pull him away because he's going after the ref again. These are the type of behaviors, right?
This is basketball, though, bro. It's basketball.
I understand it's basketball. But all right, you know what?
It's like 2 extremes, Joe. Like, if this is football, this wouldn't even be a conversation, right? Because we know that football is a more
different culture.
It's a more physical. No, it's not a different culture. They changing the culture, but you can't change the player. You can't say he don't score. You can't say he don't score when the first game he damn near led his team in threes. You can't say he's not a scorer. He's a really good basketball player. He got a dirty ass name for playing dirty. He's a dirty player. That doesn't take the fact that he's not an NBA player. He's still playing in the game, still playing in the league for multiple seasons, and he got multiple chips because of how he played. He was, and some would say he's the different major in a lot of those threes that a lot of those chips that the Golden State has, because they probably wouldn't get him without him.
Did I say
No,
that?
this ain't about you, Bruce. Stop making it about you. It's not about you, bro.
I'm saying
I just don't like the narratives that surrounding modern day basketball. Like they trying to get back to the olden style of basketball with more physical, where you know what I mean.
And I'm good with that. Haven't I been one of the people with you that's been complaining about that for years? I'm good with that.
I just don't. I can agree with you, bro. Like I agree with you. I don't agree with Rob Parker and his approach. Like all players, like I said, get 6 fouls and they get 2 technical fouls per game. Right. After you get so many technical fouls, that means you get disqualified for a game. It's the rules of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some people utilize the rules to the fullest extent of the game, and some people don't. I'm just saying Draymond utilizes the rules to the fullest extent for a psychological gain on his opponent. That dude,
I didn't
Nas,
complain about any of
he
that.
was not supposed to fall down because he threw his hands up. He was not supposed to drop like that. Some of that shit was flopping. That looked like LeBron. He did all. Look, bro. I ain't never seen nobody get hit in their arms go throwing back like that. I ain't never seen that, bro.
Okay.
Look at the tape again. I never seen that before. He sold that foul.
Okay.
He sold it. And that's something that they don't take into consideration. Now, the press conference with him saying, "Oh, I'm not an angry black man. I'm a professional. You know, this, that, and the other." I don't know what the fans were saying to him that make him do that. But as an alpha male, I can tell you, I'm meet people where they at. And so I'm gonna have that press conference and I'm gonna say those things that need to be said. Like,
so
you know what
though? I think this is where we see things differently, right? Because if that's me, obviously I'm a different dude entirely. If that's me, you know what I'm doing? Like some dudes say something greasy to me.
What you doing?
Like,
what you doing if you Nas Reed? And Draymond
no. I'm talking about when you said that you don't know what people are saying to Draymond to make him react that way to say what he said.
Well, they said some fans said something to him, right?
It said something, some type of racial slur or something. You know
I'm
what
sure
I would
it wasn't
do?
the only one.
You know what I would do?
What
Like,
you do?
I would laugh and say, "Yo, I could buy and sell your bum ass, man. Get out my face." I would laugh and say, "Yeah, so what? Get out
That'll
of here,
get you
man.
kicked out the league before.
How?
I can buy and sell your ass.
Buy and sell you. Get out my face. I'm worth over $200 million.
You are savage. You the savage. I remember you, man.
Yeah. Continue to pay your part on my check. Thank you.
Yeah.
Direct deposit coming in on Tuesday. Thank you. Get the hell out of here. Nah, man. I wouldn't even like. Why would I let something like that bother me, man? Get out of here. But everybody's different. But yeah, let's go ahead and
you just meeting people where they at, man. That's all.
I think and I feel you, but I think sometimes like some people aren't even worth being met where they at. But that's my thought. But I'm gonna go ahead, open these lines up. We'll take a quick couple calls and then we get up out of here.
Yeah,
904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. Go ahead, give us a shout, and then we'll take 2 calls and we get out of here. Exactly, Laker Nation. Exactly. You paying to see me. So say what you want to say. Go ahead. Just keep paying my check. Laker Nation, what's good, man?
What's good, Bruce?
Ain't
Nice, great show, man. You know how to get your audience riled up, man. I give you that, man.
I wasn't even intending to try to get anybody riled up, man. I just thought it was an interesting topic, and I was like, man, this dude can't be serious, man. This dude's a clown.
I get what you're saying, Bruce. But I also get what Draymond's saying too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you gotta put yourself on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Like you a host of a podcast. You out in the to the public.
Okay.
Right. So it's not. Don't take this the wrong way, but when you when you're on that side of the fence, you're almost like fair game to the public.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm just gonna say it this way to make you understand where I'm coming from. I can't speak for everybody else.
Okay.
I can only speak for me.
All right.
The reason why I'm saying that I understand where he's coming from is because, like you have your points of view about LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody good. But let's just say ESPN blasted, put your podcast on there and say, look at this.
Mm-hmm.
This fool's a guaranteed LeBron hater.
Mm-hmm.
And only show clips of all the negative things you said about LeBron.
Okay.
To portray you as a LeBron hater.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's true you said that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to like how the media is portraying you to be a LeBron hater by just showing things that you say that fits the negative that you hate LeBron. Because I know you don't. You just hate the way
That's a
he
good
moves.
point.
That's a difference.
That's a good point. I like that analogy.
I understand where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we see the greasy shit and all that, but that's what we need in this league. That's what he needs. That's the stuff he's accustomed to doing, the role that helped him win chips. So that's why I understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And but also to go back to what you're saying, fans say out of pocket shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when I was reffing, I was caught some greasy shit. I just, you know what? I just laugh at them. I'll be like, look, bitch, you're the one.
What kind of greasy shit they say to you, bro? Right. What kind of greasy shit? You gotta give context. What's the worst shit they ever said to you, dog?
What do you think?
What was your rebuttal?
I just tell them all the same shit, but you paid to come see this, not me. Shut the fuck up. Watch the game. And I just go back to what I'm doing.
Right.
Like these people, these people, you understand one thing. People are idiots.
Mm-hmm.
So if you understand people are idiots, you can't be mad when idiots do idiot shit, because that's what they're bred to do.
Yeah.
So
thank you for your donation to my millions. Appreciate you.
People just do dumb shit. And that's why the wise players ignore the shit and the sensitive ones respond.
Mm-hmm.
So not Brian. Draymond might be a little sensitive.
Right.
And they need to calm that shit down. Because I can understand why people say, like, you are angry like an angry black man, because at times he do. But
that's
I
all
get
I'm
where
saying.
he's coming from. But Rob Parker is 100% out of pocket, because he is, the way he was speaking in like, yeah, motherfucker, that's what you want. Shut the fuck up and do, like.
I didn't see it that way. But
I feel like he being an Uncle Tom ass fool.
I didn't see that at all.
Nah, man, you got, a man is a man. They're gonna react to situations the way they're going to. A man is you're not gonna change a man, and the way he's portraying, I feel like he's trying to change who the hell he is to act a certain way to please him, or the way he views a professional athlete should be.
Hey, stepping on somebody's nuts is wild though. That
is
crazy
wild.
Work.
Yeah, I will say.
I'm here for it. I will fucking. What was the dude name? That did the motherfucking stomp. He played football.
When you stomped on the Sabonis' chest.
Sue. Sue. Big Sue.
Oh, and Dominican. Yeah.
Sue. Yeah, when he did the curb stomp and shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's always been a physical game when it comes to men, yo. Like, this is man shit.
All right.
Hey, but the difference between the NFL and the NBA, but the difference between the NFL and the NFL stepped in and let Sue know that shit was not was going to be tolerated, and he lost millions.
And
so
again, it's a different culture.
If he had 6 fouls, and 2 techs, I think Sue would have been right. If the NBA had the same rules as the NFL, I'm sorry, then it would be different. But they don't. So why are we talking about shit if it's within the right and left limits of your foul category? You just pick and choose where you want it. Draymond is just taking advantage of a set of rules that the game put in place. And they even call it a flagrant or not, but you still get 2 flagrants unless you pluck somebody and they disqualify you. But
Right.
That's a different story. I ain't hijacking your time, Laker Nation, but I'll just, I'm just saying my piece, bro. All 3 of us are on this call talking.
No. Ain't nobody wrong, and ain't nobody wrong on what they're saying. Like, there's more than one way to look at this. I'm just saying the way Rob Parker was hollering and screaming. I don't know, like he needs to sit.
That was weird to me.
I didn't agree with all of it. I did agree though when he said that he blamed the other players in the NBA for nobody stepping up to this.
Yeah, that's the only thing I agree with. Like the other, that's the only thing I agree with him. Like the other players is letting it happen, punch that nigga in the mouth, like he won't kick you in the nuts.
I watch boxing too. So it's like a little weird and UFC, and I'm like, I know basketball is a different sport, but it's still a physical sport.
Yeah, but
if you tie the motherfucker,
all this shit though, like, I mean, this is why we got LeBron flopping and shit. Because as soon as you get touched, motherfuckers they act like they playing soccer, rolling all on the ground and shit. Like that hit he took wasn't enough to make him fall down, bro. Like, come on. No, I don't think so, bro. Yeah. It might make you take a step back, but the fall and roll is crazy. Like,
that's why other sports calling the basketball players soft.
Yeah,
because of the flopping. But I'm just gonna leave it this, and then I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let it go. Is that he's not the first one to play this way. He won't be the last.
True.
Dennis Rodman did the same grimy shit.
But I don't think you can compare that across eras.
Dennis Rodman did the same grimy shit. The only difference
is all that shit not gonna stop him from going to the Hall of Fame. All that shit he did ain't gonna stop him. Yep.
And the only difference is you're not gonna see Draymond Green wearing dresses and marrying himself. And I'm out.
Right. I appreciate the call, man.
Good call, Laker Nation. Real good call, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, it definitely was a good call.
Yeah, all that bullshit that they talking about ain't gonna stop Draymond from getting to the Hall of Fame. He didn't need to make that press conference, though, honestly. He didn't. He didn't need to make that.
That's been my bigger point.
Yeah, that's it. He just didn't need to make that press conference. Yeah, like all that other shit. Okay, all right.
That was my whole point, G.
That's some whole shit right there. It's like pop motherfucker and keep it moving.
Yeah, Bruce, what up?
Hey, you getting soft for me now, man? I mean, what's going on, Bruce?
What you talking about, man? I'm getting soft for you.
Pause.
You just call him a clown because you don't like. You calling him a clown because why you calling him a clown?
Definitely a clown, bro. Definitely a clown.
Why you a clown, bro?
Because I explained why already. But go ahead.
You calling him a clown because him and LeBron and you don't like LeBron.
No. Yo, how you a grown man and LeBron always on you? Anyway, go ahead, man.
I know you ain't talking about
damn show. Go ahead.
Bro, stop the bullshit, Bruce.
Hey, man, I'm a content creator. What you want me to say, man?
James did who else was dirty? Rashi Wallace, Stephen Kerr, Bill Lambert.
Different eras. Are you going to compare 2025 to 1988?
Let me talk. I know you're getting sleepy. Kurt Rambis. Come on, man. Ain't now. This is basketball, man. Get a little physical sometimes. I like Draymond. Draymond is entertaining, man. It's needed for the game. He needed to be the villain, bro. What's wrong with Dray? I don't see Draymond being no clown. And you keep talking about he not like that. No, Rashi Wallace stamped that already. He used to be the ball boy, Detroit Pistons growing up. And he said, man, Rashi Wallace said this verbatim. He grew up around us, man. When we was where had our glory years. You call that man a clown, though? That kind of person. What clown? Because he's like popping people upside their head.
No, it has not. It's not about the basketball. You really didn't listen to anything I said. Okay. You can go back and listen, man.
Talk to
I'm not gonna argue with you, man.
I'm not arguing, bro. I'm just trying to get some understanding, man. Was Jordan clown?
I said it. I said it all. Damn, yo, man, you LeBron fans and Jordan, man, y'all wild,
bro.
This don't got nothing. This has nothing to do with Jordan.
I know it don't have nothing to do with Jordan, but it wasn't the same. But when he talked about Draymond pop a pool, right? Okay, he wrong. Okay, but when Jordan popped Kerr, it was praise.
Okay, so one. Okay, so do you think that was the same situation?
Oh, he missed a dunk.
All I'm gonna tell you, go do the research on
he
how
blew that shit.
Not the same situation. Yeah, he did.
Oh, he got fouled. Yo, I'm trying to watch this game, yo.
It's not the same situation, Bruce. But no, real talk. I told you the reason Draymond is a clown. You constantly doing stuff, and then you got the nerve to be complaining about how you portrayed.
You know, modern day
yourself in a certain manner, then you got the nerve to complain about how you portrayed. I don't
modern day.
Plain and simple.
He the modern day Rodman without all the ass touching.
He's nowhere near Rodman. Don't be disrespectful to Rodman. Don't do that.
I mean, he winning. He got more rings than Rodman.
Let's see. Rodman got what? 2 with the Pistons and 3 with the Bulls. Rodman got 5.
No, okay. All right. Well,
Rodman got 5.
Modern day Rodman. Like, what the hell? He key reason why he got the fucking Golden State got all them rings. He ain't got as many rings as him, but he's the closest thing to a modern day Rodman. I mean, you think of somebody else who disrupt defenses and getting motherfuckers hit the way Draymond do?
That's a bad call. That's not a foul. My bad.
But let me
yeah,
man. Who said, okay, is he that's the only thing I'm kind of confused about. Who said he was an angry black man? What was said? Like,
I don't know. He said that in the post game. He tired of being portrayed as an angry black man. He's not an angry black man.
Why somebody must have said something?
I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I'm saying is, and that's why I specifically showed that clip, and that's just one of many. When you're constantly screaming on officials, you constantly getting into it with people.
No different than Rocky Wallace. No different. No different with Ron Artest elbow James Harden in the playoff game.
Okay. So one, we're talking about
kicking somebody in the Golden Jewels is crazy though.
One, we talking about Draymond. So all this whataboutism, I don't understand that. That's a very feminine debating technique. But secondly, even beyond that, right? It's a function of this. None of those dudes ever complain about being portrayed as an angry black man. This is very simple to me.
Rasheed Wallace definitely.
No, he didn't. No. He complained about his rep leading to more technicals. He ain't never complained about being portrayed as an angry black man. He never did.
Rodman kicked the cameraman in his nuts, man, back in the night when he kicked the guy in the nuts. Remember that? I mean, goddamn, bro. Remember he kicked the cameraman?
So let me ask you this: why do you have this inability to focus on Draymond instead of what about him? What about him? What about him? What's with the whataboutism? We talk about Draymond. Huh?
I think what happens is we always compare modern day to the 90s, right? We get caught up in that shit so much that it's almost like a theme when it comes to us men talking. Like we'll talk about the 90s and then we'll talk about modern day. And so what essentially happens is we compare the things from the past to the future.
Okay, cool. But right? Isn't Bruce the same one that calls in all the time telling me I got to get out of the 90s? He's the same one that does that, right? He's the same one that does that.
For me. I can't speak for Bruce.
No, I'm talking about Bruce. I'm not talking about you.
Talk for himself. I can't speak for him.
So, but you see how this works, though. I got to get out of the 90s. I'm trapped in the 90s. I'm stuck in the 90s. But when he want to use the 90s as an example, that's cool, though, right? You see how that works? This is what I talk about.
Man, we can do this shit. We can do this shit all night, bro.
I'm just saying.
Man. We can go back and forth all night long, man. You know,
the cool on our test and Steven Jackson. We love the Malice and the Palace, didn't you? That was entertaining.
I didn't love that because like when you go up into the crowd, that becomes problematic. Like if you're on the floor and you get into it because of the physicality and testosterone, okay, cool. You guys are all playing, but now you going up there with like regular people. You like, you 6'8", 240, 250 diesel and all that. You got all that going on, and then you go up in there and it could get pretty bad in the crowd. But
Bruce, stop acting like so soft, like you ain't never knock a guy beside his head because, just because, Bruce.
Yo, definitely did.
He never had to beat somebody up, Bruce, seriously.
He definitely did.
Because they was getting on your nerves.
You talking about the laundry room?
He definitely did, yo.
I know you ain't talking, G.
He definitely had to scuff a herb up, as they say in New York. Had to scuff a herb up.
Look, man, I didn't want to have to do that.
Citizen, good guy. Like he never had to wrap a guy up before,
but
man.
That's not the point here. I think you're just missing my general point, but it's all good, man. I think we can.
I feel you. I got
to disagree on that.
Draymond antics, man. This so obvious. He be smacking people upside their head and acting like he didn't mean it. That's how the Dominican Sue was for the Detroit.
He was.
Kick people in the nuts, stomp on people.
He was vicious.
But that's a part of the game. Like Bill Romanowski used to spit on motherfuckers.
That ain't.
Shit.
Yeah, that ain't the one.
Wrong, man. Goddamn, Bruce, stop acting like you ain't no tough guy, and I know you is. I know you
man.
I know you're gonna beat some face. I know you're gonna trash some kid, trash a couple people.
Man, that motherfucker used to wear an M4. He used to carry an M4 everywhere he go. That motherfucker. Listen, man. Like let's keep it real. Full battle rattle, 40 rounds, shorty. 40 rounds, shorty. 40 rounds.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Jay, I remember how you grew up together. So I already know how you get down, Jay. So I ain't even got.
Man, look, bro, I love you to fucking death, big bro.
I ain't gonna tell the story.
I love you to death.
I know how G get down.
Nah, this is a PG. Goddamn, this is a PG show.
Yes.
We're not going there.
We're not going there.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Like you had to punch a guy upside their head before. Bruce, stop it.
Man, look, man, I'm not,
Oh, I holler at you boys, man.
All right, man. Thanks for the call, Bruce.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, shorty.
All right, y'all. We're going to call it right here, man. It's been a good show. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe on the way out if you haven't already. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. And we will be back. We'll be back when we're back. So for all y'all, man, have a great Mother's Day tomorrow. And the mothers in your life, make sure they enjoy that. And have a great one. We out. Peace.
Yeah, call your mother, tell her you love her.
Yeah, do that. All right, y'all.
Be respectful.